one of the new characters' themes, right? The Wheel of Fate is in fact turning. Okay, there you go. Actually, live on YouTube. That's good. I'm pretty sure you're going to kill me if I put that on there. Let me. This is a goddamn Parasite opening, isn't it? It is a goddamn Parasite opening. All right, let me just. They're gonna cut my head off. That song's entirely in English, right? The Parasite opening is entirely in English. Let me just do this real quick. There we go. Should be good now, right? Yes. Fantasy versus Rising Top 8. Someone is losing their shit, which I love. Yeah, there's Koji, there's BSG. I think I recognize any of the other folks here, but say fellow Asian. Oh, it's still happening. That's fine. It's a banger, don't get me wrong. I just don't want to be shot dead in the streets like the dog that I am. This isn't Xenoverse 3? Wait, that's true. That is true, actually. That is cool, huh? I mean, it was leaked already. It is a little bit of a shame, right? Leaks always do make things a little bit less hype. It was leaked that all the Age 1000 stuff was Xenoverse 3 by, like, Bandai Namco Malaysia or whatever the hell, right? But it's still cool. It's still cool to see the official trailer, to get the confirmation, you know. 2027, sometime in 2027. Dragon Ball's in a good spot, man. Xenoverse 2 has its issues, obviously, but it's a great game. It's a very fun, like, Dragon Ball sandbox game. Lots of single-player content. You know, the multiplayer stuff's not very, like, at least the competitive multiplayer stuff certainly not super great because of the netcode. But you know, it's a great game. I fuck with Xenoverse 2. So Xenoverse 3, very exciting. Obviously, Super remake coming up, right? It's a great time. It's a great time to be a Dragon Ball fan. Jane 1000 and Brett is hype. Brett? I might fuck with Brett. I probably should be paying more attention to who's in, but they'll show me a little graphic, right? Heard Vermillion. That's Insurgent. I recognize that fella. I recognize that handsome man anywhere. That's Insurgent, man. Here's BSG. That's PP Man. Okay, that's good to know. Up next, we have North America's King of Eustace. King of Eustace, King of the Jungle. So true, man. I do appreciate the fucking WWE pallbearer style intros. And finally, one of the most popular players from Japan, from Hiroshima, Japan. From Hiroshima. Both grands, and also a freaking Adon player. Freaking Able player? Is that what he said? Is it Able in this top 8? That can't be right. I mean, I respect the shit out of it. This doesn't sound correct, I guess. Let's kick it back to Shrubu and Jaitsu, and let's get this party started. Thank you. Hope that guy can maintain his voice. What's up, y'all? Shrubu and Jaitsu. Hello. Look at the Red Bull there. You know, I've never actually. I have a Red Bull. I've only ever had Red Bull once, and in that moment that I had a Red Bull, I had 13 of them because I was stupid, and I was like, I've never had an energy drink. I wonder what would happen if I like overdosed on them. And it's weird because I just had the longest piss of my life. Like I don't know. Maybe some of them, I don't think they were like fucking caffeine-free Red Bull isn't a thing, right? Is caffeine-free Red Bull a thing? There's no way. Because like a Red Bull that isn't an energy drink and is just like a drink, caffeine-free, that exists? There is no official caffeine-free version of Red Bull. Yeah. This isn't the Dragon Ball Battle Hour Dragon Ball Fighter Z tournament. That's true. That's true. There is. Oh, this is. Oh yeah. No, here we go. Uh-oh. I can't read this. This is, was it Yamana? Is that what he said? Yamana, this is the Able player? No, that's Yamana. Who's this? Can anyone read this? There is a Dragon Ball Fighters big tournament going on for Battle Hour, right? Masters Showdown or something like that? If we finish this, too early, we can go watch that, I guess. But I don't know what this says. but it's fine. Well, actually, let's see. Maybe J2 or Shiwabu will explain to me.
A character without a dash light.
Exactly.
Wellness.
I wonder what we got going on there. I guess it's like the 6B equivalent, right? But of course, we're seeing.
Again, this happened last week, so this is already, you know, it's in the past. I don't know very much about it though.
Yeah, up first.
Wait,
we got Koji Koko versus Tomo Rikiri.
Tomo Rikiri. Interesting. I don't think I recognize that individual. But yeah, like, all I know is I'm pretty sure that Koji wins this. That's all. I don't really remember too much else about Slashback, so we will see. Oh, Christy.
So it's like, okay, we have Soul Forge, but you know, is Lance going to be able to, you know, trick you up with the
Lancelot versus Vasaraga, huh? Interesting. Is Vermilion still rocking the 2B?
As well, so it's like, okay, we got large buttons, but how are we gonna
depends on how sleepy he looks. No. Gamera, that's the Gamera metric only. Anyone else, the sleepier they are, you would imagine they perform worse, right?
Insurgent on the Eustace, of course, with Yamuna on.
It's so fun to watch Insurgent on Eustace, man. Like that character is pretty strong now, but it's still just, I don't know. It's just fun to watch him cook. It's just fun to watch him do all these fucking bullshit ass setups, all this like choking screen control. Something about it. I don't know. It just when I'm playing against it, it feels a lot worse. But when I'm watching him do it to someone, it feels great. Feels great. It just looks cool. He's just so, you know, so fucking EG in control.
It's so sick to see as we head on into it. Slashback 2026, this top 8 is going to be so sick.
I gotta stop this thing where it puts an ad like right when the fucking stream starts. I need like a 30-minute delay until it actually plays an ad or something. It's a little much, I think, to immediately drop the ad like that.
If you want to dive into the deep lore, we have PP Man, an ex League of Legends pro. We have Como.
Wait, really?
If you're listening from home and you're a knower, this is the same Tomo Rikiri from Smash 4, the Sonic and Cloud player.
Oh, wait. I kind of wait. This is immediately. This is nice. I think it's really cool when a commentator does fucking. Is like this much of a ball knower, you know? Does this much research? PP Man was a League player. PP Man, League of Legends. Is that true? His name PV Man back then. PV Man equal. I'm actually not sure. I assume his name was not PP Man back then. Was it PV Man? Penis and Vagina Man? I don't know. That's interesting. And then Tomo Rikiri is a Smash 4 player, huh? Smash 4 Clouds? Okay. Beatrix Bathwater. Yeah, no, I can get behind that. That's fair. That's real and true. Tomo Rikiri. Like little lava lamp glow sticks back there. It's a fun time. Oh, he's a Wellness. Oh, he's the Wellness. Okay, hold up.
As a first to 3 character, and he prefers.
Well, that's a damn shame. I'm not sure. Koji might just beat his ass though. Just because again, I think the only thing I remember about this tournament is I think that Koji did win. So maybe he wins from losers. Have you considered? Cannot exist as Beatrix does not bathe. It's even better, honestly. The only thing better than Beatrix Bathwater is unwashed Beatrix. Thoughts? Just move right along here. Go just kind of got the bussin' haircut, huh?
That's definitely
weirdiness.
Yeah. All right, but no more lagging behind here.
Weirdiness.
Getting into it, the first set of our Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising top 8. Koji Koko versus Tomo the Belial.
All right, let's see. Wellness versus Belial.
Yeah, letting these intros.
I've heard some tell that this matchup kind of stinks for Wellness. Oh, I love the shine on the purple eyes there, huh? Purple Wellness, great color. Like maybe, right? There's.
Which you kind of have to do with the character.
I feel like the fireball can be a little annoying to Gord sometimes. Belial can be a little annoying in trying to keep Wellness out. But I feel like you actually can fight Belial decently in the mid range in this matchup. There's one really funny interaction in this matchup where if Belial carelessly tries to do like the H fireball, oh no. If Belial like carelessly tries to go like H fireball into the pinwheel, like the one that they nerfed, and Wellness is in far M range, it's a 9-frame gap. So if you far M, Wellness's far M is 9 frames, right? It trades with Belial pinwheel. But since that one hit of pinwheel has like so much lower of an attack level than a counter hit from Wellness far M, Wellness ends up plus 29 on that trade. Like, if you just mash far M on reaction, Wilness is plus 29. You can, like, damn near, like, raw, like, link your 6-6H, right? And obviously, the main thing you would do there probably is you would link you Hadron, get the side swap, and then fucking send him into hell. That's not the kind of thing that by itself, it's like, oh, well, this matchup's actually great for Wilness, as it turns out. It's just it is a funny thing, at least. It's a funny little interaction. Oh, nice. 6-6L2U. God, I'm trying to walk back, get out of the range of the 2M, possibly.
Back right there, or walk forward very slightly. Koji Coco very aware of that, going for the ultimate hand, just to be plus in case it was blocked.
That is something, like, I feel like lows, like, this is, you know, this is, like, one of the basic things that they do, but I feel like it's something that I kind of sleep on, right? The ability of low-hitting moves to just kill people from moving, for doing any, like, trying to reposition themselves in any way, shape, or form, right? It's very good. Very nice to just have, like, a big low, especially when you can convert off of, like, that. Like a nice cancelable to you. Okay, sure. Owie. Wilness DP, man. What a time to be alive. It really does. DP? Oh, because there's I see. I wonder if that's like if you like fuzzy DP there. Uh oh. Close M? No, he gets the close H. Oh, he doesn't get anything else. He thought he had knee, I guess. Oh, Como Rikiri. I just looked up. Yeah, 2U into the U fireball like that. It's just so nice, right? Obviously, like, you know, Wilness is a pretty similar thing with like 2U. I mean, he has a better thing with like 2U U Hadron, but yeah, just having like a low like that to interrupt movement. Oh, so much chip. Yeah, so much chip on that U Asmodeus, and it's +2, and it's really hard to interrupt. You kind of just explode, right? Belial chest sweat? Yeah, sure. I see nothing wrong with this personally.
Both players going straight back into it.
I feel like there's that's a good point. It's a valid argument. Me personally, anyway, I would say so.
Koji Coco taking control once again of the corner, but getting jumped out. Como now
okay, Street Fighter 6.
Out. Koji Coco just wants to hold on to this corner.
Belial can side swap up his UDP like that. Huh? I feel like that's not like this right here. Am I crazy? This right here. Like the fact that Belial can get UDP into side swap. I feel like that's not super common. I could think, like, I know Lucy can do this too, I think. Maybe it's more common than I'm giving it credit for, but I feel like a lot of characters that I'm thinking of, they can get a safe jump. Almost everyone. Most Shoto DPs? Okay. Gotta say, I feel like most everyone can definitely get a safe jump. I don't know how many people can get a side swap safe jump like this, right? Maybe I just have never tried it. Like off the top of my head, I feel like you know, like Gran and Jita can't do this, but maybe I'm wrong. I think, like, can Siegfried do that? Siegfried might be able to do that.
And the scary left-right mix right there stays safe.
Dash into close M plus his hell there on the meaty, right?
Right back into the other corner. Both players just want.
Oh god, throw loops. So not like this.
Exactly. Now 100 meter to both of their names, so any like confirm in the mid screen could be.
Oh no, didn't fucking find the confirm, man. 2M into U Hadron. Anything, even like 2M into U knee there might have killed too. But oh no, actually no, would have done less because it was canceled. H knee would have done more there because it doesn't have the cancel penalty. That's tough. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
So the walk forward block from Koji Coco takes a third.
Walking and blocking.
Good patience right there.
Like, can Grant and Jita and Catalina and Siegfried do that shit? I feel like the only two people that I see do it consistently, Lucy is actually the one that comes to mind. Lucy can definitely do that shit. I know, like, for example, Soros can get a side swap, right? But he needs, it's not a safe jump. He rolls through and gets the side swap like that. But obviously he's not, it's not a Shoto DP. Vasaraga can get a side swap like that off U tackle as well, but it's the safe jump side swap in particular that I think is pretty interesting.
Tries to go for a throw bait, but no bite right there.
Okay. Was the EX Fireball plus from there? Maybe. I'm pretty bad at, because like they nerfed Belial EX Fireball in the Sandalphon patch, right? Where if it's point blank, it's like -1 or 2. It's not very far away at all where it becomes plus again though, but I don't know if right there it was. Nice walk back. I'm not sure if that was actually the walk back that made it whiff, or if that was being a little too early on the post block stun throw protection, but regardless. Okay, cool. It's happened. That keeps happening, huh? Oh, wow. This is, yeah. I think looking a little lost. Looking a little lost.
Good conversion this time. Gonna get a sub into fireball fake setup. Yep.
Oh, yeah. You Hadron is the least safe Hadron, right? Which, at least, I mean, that's something. For how ridiculous the move is, at least it is, like, something where if you fuck up the hit confirm on it, it will often get you killed. Because it's -9, like all of the other Hadrons, but whereas, like, you know, light, medium Hadron, and to a slightly lesser extent, heavy Hadron, they have, like, the ridiculous pushback on them, right? To the point where, from almost any spacing, Wilness immediately makes it so that to punish him, you either need a... Oh my god! It is a little scary with Belial UDP because 2 hits, right? So you gotta make sure you can spot dodge both, or the second one just whiffs like it did right there, and he just DPs again! Yeah. What was I saying a second ago? Oh yeah, like, light and medium Hadron have the fucking gigantic pushback on block, so even, like, you know, unless Wilness completely refuses to space it, it's at the very least, like, gonna be a frame-perfect 6XL to punish, or a lot of the times, it'll be straight up unpunishable. H does that to a slightly lesser extent too, but if anything, it moves him closer to them, right? He takes his little step forward with the punch, and then he kind of just slides in. So if there's anything, at least, any remote balancing factor to you Hadron, it is that you do actually, you know, you can't really afford to fuck up that hit confirm there. Move is still crazy. Don't get it twisted. Just something to note. I think my hair is really flat, huh? Just looked at the camera, saw how flat my hair is. I put a little curling mousse thing in there that I got. I do it every little bit just to hydrate my hair. When you're like, you really get it through all the hair, it just, it's like, shrinks the volume by like 50%. Looks like like a perm or something.
Exactly. The first round we've seen from Komori Kiri. Finally, a little bit of
the first round he took? I mean, Koji, listen. Koji is different like that, but like that is wild to see. Hello, Count Bricula. Hello, Mocha. Also, hello, Ophidian. Thank you for the hydration. Man, I love this Wilness champ. Same here, man. It's a damn shame to see. It seems like he is probably getting his shit rocked here. Anyone got a link to the top 8? You mean like the VOD or the actual bracket? I can find the Liquipedia page for you, but it'll the bracket. Okay, hold. Let me go on another tab here. Oh, he's fucking dead, man.
It's 3-0 for Koji Kogo, securing his spot.
Slashback.
Yeah, Tomo still has a chance in losers right now, but right there, that ending situation was so difficult for Como to deal with, right? Because any DP, he's at
there you go.
Point, any DP will kill him, and instead Koji Kogo
I had no idea Como played Granblue until this tournament. Apparently he's a Smash 4 player.
You know that I know. Exactly. So he goes for that MDP instead.
There's your bracket and your spoilers, though. Keep in mind, this is a tournament from last week. So for some reason you want to keep this fresh for yourself, don't look.
You don't want to get chipped. Instead, the MDP catches him on the way down.
I am mostly trying to avoid figuring out. I mean, again, I know Koji wins, but that's about it. That's about it. How we get there, I'm still trying to figure that out. Very strong Cloud player. That's awesome. I've been out in Stride playing Johnny, but seeing this Wilness champ still brings joy. Yep. Wilness is so fun, man. Is he the most like reasonable character they've ever released? Probably not, but he's very fun to play. He's very fun to play. Is that not all that matters at the end of the day?
He loses that, he still has 2 games to work.
I feel like that might be all that matters at the end of the day.
Risk for him in the grand state of things, right? In the state of the match, if he loses that interaction, he could lose that game. Yeah. But he has 2 more games to work with.
Yeah, exactly. You're ahead.
That's set advantage.
And you can seal it out. But speaking of, right, this next winner's semis that we're going to be seeing is BSG.
So this is an interesting ass matchup. I actually don't. Elysian versus BSG. So Lancelot versus Voss. I feel like it's an interesting ass matchup because I just don't see Lancelot very often. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be cool to see some really strong Lance. The character is exceedingly rare. This is this feels like one of the rarest characters in the video. You fucking never see this guy. It's like Romeo and Juliet. You're told at the end. You are told the end at the beginning to wonder about the past that led to it. Yes, exactly. Does the character spark joy in their mains? That's what matters. That's true. Bonus players should low-key be put on trial, but I play you well, so I can't speak too loud on this matter. Yeah, I guess it's like if it's like a trial to determine like, you know, are they guilty of the crimes of being incredibly based and handsome and funny and charming and sweet and charismatic and like you know, definitely good opinion havers, like, you know, because maybe we have to put them on trial because, like, you know, at a certain point, if you're too perfect, that could make the people around you a little uncomfortable, right? It's like maybe we need them to hide their power level a little bit. Yeah, understand that. That's fair. I can see that. I think that's fair. I think that's a valid reason to put them on trial. Oh my god, the double Grand Blue handshake. The hardest part of playing Wilderness is doing it with one hand? Well, no, really, because if you're playing Wilderness, you're such an evolved life form that you can do it with no hands because you just control the controller with your brain and you double hand stroke your shit. Well, because he's so hot, right? Like, and that's the thing is like you need two hands too because God knows you've got the Schmied for it. Hello, Brickathon. Hello, Adam. How are you?
Still has to be aware of the 5U defensive options.
On this fine meat-having day. On this double hand stroking a day. Not the throw loops, man. Save me from myself. Okay, sure. Whoa. Charge 2H. Trying to fucking end his life. Trying to send him to Elysium. Possibly. Me with Galleon for real? For real? Oh, you're dead. Right. Yeah, I forgot that you can confirm like that. True. Make Wilderness 5U -8? Sure. Yeah. I think it's also a very valid nerf to make it so that his overhead can't be made safe. At the very least. So yeah, making it like punishable for if you block it. Wilderness isn't on screen, so it's not a double hand day. He was a second ago. You just missed him. You just missed him.
Armor now taking down. Still has to hold that
that can hit if like Lancelot extended his hurt box with a cross up. He could have gotten smacked there, but no. It worked out well enough. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa! Wait, that's such a cool looking conversion. That's also so much damage off of what just it was a close L. EX, Far M, Steppers, they buffed this combo to make it more consistent, right? I mean, obviously not that BSG would have had too much trouble with it regardless, but I think before they nerfed Voss again a little bit, or not again, like they nerfed him for the first time a little bit, and I think the Ilsa patch, I think it was the most recent patch, right? They gave him some nerfs, but then they also made it so that this combo was more consistent. Used to be you had to do a little micro walk to get auto combo into EX Fireball, into Far M. You have to micro walk before the Far M, so this 2-2H connects. Now it basically just works all the goddamn time, right? So, you know, that's cool, I guess, that's more consistent for him now. But this is interesting. I didn't realize you had enough time to catch with you Fireball here, and then 6-6H, and it's just so much damage. Then he gets, he gets to chase you after, too. That's so much damage, man, for 25 meter? The raw U skills? Oh, you Fireball there. I wonder why. Voss into 14 and 15k characters always makes for fun games to watch. Yeah. I mean, Voss makes fucking Vossaraga look like a 15k character sometimes. So God forbid he actually fights someone with low HP. Fireball for fireball, band for band.
Gotta worry about some armor stock up from Blue Sky Guy here. Yeah, we just passed that 50.
Yeah, I assume the reason he's not like if you're wondering why he isn't like trying to go for the 5U, and the reason that he's also swinging these far L's, right, is obviously Lance has 100 meter. And like Lancelot, I guess I'm not sure if Lance could like SSBA him on reaction or something. I don't think he could do that. I think maybe it takes a while to travel, right, from like full screen. But the big thing probably would be a Blade Impulse, right? Like if BSG gets lazy here and just tries, like he's like, oh, I'm at full screen. Why wouldn't I stock up Soulforge? He could just get you Blade Impulsed into death, right? So he's also doing those far L's because he's trying to bait the reaction because it should be relatively high on Elysian's mind right now that if he tries to do any shit in full screen, I'm just gonna end him. So I'm the rare person that enjoys playing against Voss. I feel like I have to play like Neo. I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate if they feel like they have to play like really well or something to win, but I like fighting pretty much the whole cast. Yes, even those characters. Whatever character just popped into your mind, like really, even them? Yeah, even them. Even I don't know, who people think will be the most fun to fight probably. Even Lowain, even Cagliostro, even Fairy, even Matera. I enjoy fighting all those characters. Now, it's certainly very difficult sometimes, especially on certain characters. It's like a little minigame. It becomes like a different... You know, if like every single character that I ever fought was like one guy, it would get boring regardless. But the fact that you know, it's like a minigame where you fight those characters very differently, it keeps the experience a little fresh. Matera? Yeah, I figured. Even Matera. Okay. Whoa, that works. Oh, you can just get out of the way there? This is why, again, Lance is so cool, man. I never see this character. He's pretty good, too, I feel like. Especially with some of the buffs they've been giving this guy. Lancelot is very strong, right, these days. So it's interesting, like, but I guess, you know, maybe people just he did get nerfed really hard in the first year of the game, and I think a lot of people just like fell off him then, and then they just never got back on. But that's cool. I did not know he could just do like he's fast enough. The invincibility on Turbulence starts up early enough there that he just gets out of that. Like, is there anything that Vasraga can do to stop him there? I guess a charge, right? Like, I guess if you sit here and you charge the light one, you probably kill him. But like on immediate timing like this, the light one is faster. The light one is faster, right? So maybe the light one can smack him before the invuln from Turbulence goes through. It's very possible.
Right over the blade, impulse 5U, Turbulence would be tricky in the skies.
I enjoy fighting with Terra because I get to see her win screen after every game. You just want to kiss. Terra doesn't make me mad, just depressed. Fair. The Gorilla Blade? Is that what he called it? That's funny. That's funny. This Lancelot Eureka, by the way, has always, like, forever, this has been one of the more ignorant U skills in the video game, right? It's not like the good thing about it is that it doesn't like kill you if it hits or something like that, right? But this has always been just one of the most. Lancelot spends 32.5, somewhere between 32.50 and 25 meter to just instantly get it, right? It's very fast, so it's hard to really interrupt it with any kind of button like that. That'll be your best bet though, but you can't do it on reaction, really. Maybe? I guess maybe if you were doing literally nothing. I think the startup on it is like 21 frames or something if you factor in the slowdown, so you could react with like a meterless DP, for sure, right? I still don't know what to do about Lance Eureka. Like, yeah, it is like, I think if you're really on the ball, you can probably react with a meterless DP, right? But yeah, like, outside of that, if you block it, he's plus. If you get hit by it, he gets Oki. If you spot dodge it, he's plus. You can't, if you jump it, you get anti-aired, right? If you roll it, you die. He's plus anyway, right? Like, it really is just, I think the startup of this, like, if we go look at Lancelot, I think that, especially with the big blue flash, there's a world where you can react to this. Ultimate, is it Southern Cross? Yeah, 21, exactly. Yeah, it's 21 frames, because it says 11 right here, but there is, like, visually, like, this is, you know, in terms of the game engine, sure, but visually there's a slowdown with use skills that adds up to around 10 to 11 frames, right? So it's closer to 22, so you could definitely react to this with a DP, for sure. Outside of that, though, it's cooked, right? This thing is just, it's so hard to do anything about. If you're new to fighting games, do you recommend going through ranked right away? I also want to play through the single-player stuff, but I'm worried about developing bad habits as a beginner. I would say legit, it depends on what you're trying to do, right? If you just want to try the game for fun, right? Then yeah, play the single-player stuff, right? If you have a mind to, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's a lot of, Granblue actually has a lot of fun single player stuff, right? There's survival mode. Obviously, there's like your basic arcade mode, stories. You know, at least it's relatively long and involves a lot of mini games and stuff like that to do. Arcade has a couple of different things you can try to do in it as well, right? There's one more single player game mode I feel like that I'm forgetting, but there's a lot of cool single player stuff if you want to do that. It feels like it probably doesn't matter. Even if you develop some bad habits, it's probably okay, right? Because you can just buff them out later. But if your question is, if I'm new to the fighting game, what is the best way to get like good fast? I would recommend playing the game right away. I think a lot of, and I've seen it actually, I've seen people talking about it, especially from outside of like a fighting game community perspective. This idea that like fighting games suck because you have to spend 3 hours in training mode before you're allowed to play the game. That's just not right. People might tell you that, right? People might tell you that, but that is very wrong. If you want to actually learn, like I would say learn the controls, like literally know what the buttons do, and then just run it, just start fighting people. You're going to lose a bunch probably at the beginning, but you also, you know, fight people near your skill level, which ranked should do. And you'll also beat some people. Everyone will be as new as you are. So yeah, I mean, basically this is, oh, that is interesting. I did not know he could do that. This is like, it's one of them, it depends as always, right? It's a it depends. If you want to know the best way to get good fast, then yeah, I would say play ranked and just fight people. But if you're just like, I'm new to fighting games, is there anything wrong with playing the single player? Like, is that going to cause any problems? No. It's fine, right? Players will always develop bad habits and then get punished for their bad habits, develop slightly less bad habits, repeat until most of your bad habits are buffed out and the ones that remain are minor. Yeah, I would agree. Like, don't worry too much. There's no way to, like, brick your brain, you know? If you want to play the single-player stuff because it's fun, play the single-player stuff because it's fun. Even in the case, you develop some bad habits, who cares? You can fix it later. You fix it later. Whoa, that is air unblockable, yeah. Either, like, the quote-unquote bad habits are not going to stop you from winning, in which case, who cares? Or eventually you're gonna hit a wall where they do stop you from winning, and then you can examine your, you can examine your play and fix it. And it just becomes part of the journey. Oh boy. Thanks, I have a history of learning bad habits for CPUs and other types of games. I get it, absolutely. Right, I see what you mean. I just don't think it's like that big of a deal, basically. You know? Yes, like absolutely, there are gonna be things that are gonna work against the CPU that don't work against real people. You can exploit AI. Like there's this game, like every other CPU in any other game, right? It has like loops. Like there are things that it's better at dealing with and things that it's worse at dealing with. And if you fight it for long enough, you're gonna realize like, oh, this works all the time versus the computer, but it might be really bad to do against players, right? That's okay. If it causes you problems, then you just fix those habits if you care, right? No harm, no foul. It's a oh my god, it's a permanent learning experience regardless, right? So might as well do it in whatever way you think will be the most fun for you. And if that involves playing a bunch of single player shit first, or if that involves only playing a bunch of single player shit even, then right on. As far as I'm concerned, right on. Oh, you're so dead. Yeah. Yeah. I love how like you can say what you want about maybe Vasaraga shouldn't get these kind of conversions all the time or in certain cases, but like, maybe again, I don't really think that Vasaraga's damage is the problem that I have with him, right? I think Vasaraga probably needs to be weaker in neutral and weaker in defense to make up for the fact that he is so like he does just like rip you in half if he ever hits you or if he gets you to the corner. I don't think I mind him getting the conversions. But my point is, whatever your opinion about it is in terms of balance, oh, you're so fucking dead, man. Well, not really, but it's a lot. It's very close considering that was a meterless combo, right? Whatever your opinion is about the balance of it, I think it looks really cool to just have him fucking bouncing your ass up and down and the stance follow-ups and the fireballs and tackles and raging strikes and tackles again, and it just looks really fun. BSG is insane on Vasaraga. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My problem with Voss is that he doesn't have Belial's summer skin. Dude. Cockring Voss? That would actually go a little insane, no? Cockring Vasaraga? I agree. Huge if true. I don't know if we can find the banana hammock big enough for this motherfucker, though, right? We gotta go to the big and tall store, and they might still have to custom make it.
And the plus on whiff.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Oh,
boy. The cheeks! Oh, no, he's in his head. Oh, he's not in his head. Oh, he's not in his head. Wait. Emphasis on huge. He even has a summer version in the original game. Shows his face a little too. Wait, what? That's a lot of man all over the screen. Yeah, advanced technology required. It is all over the screen. Hold up. Vasaraga summer. Vasaraga GBF.
Yeah, it's such a lot of tragic accidents coming in from.
Oh, that's interesting.
That led to such
you can see a little bit of him. These are his normal horns, not the helmet, huh?
Had the throw loop coming
Vasaraga Earth. Vasaraga Summer. Whoa, I mean, Vasaraga Summer is not showing his face too much, maybe? Oh, I guess you can see his, like, chin, right?
Is incredible.
That hooded fit was so sick. Yeah. You know what? It's given, like, fuck, what's his name? Scar? It's given, like, Ishvalan, you know? It's given, like, Scar from Full Metal Alchemist. But just, like, 8 feet tall and awesome. Second art. Yeah, I can see his chin a little bit. Hold. Whoa! He's a handsome boy. What the hell? I don't know why I figured he would be, like, all, like two-faced almost.
I definitely think that Elysian made a lot.
It's in the second art. Yeah. Fair enough.
Command grabs, mashing out at the right time.
That's really cute.
Just wasn't able to quite convert them into a winning position.
Also, holy shit! Why is he so snatched? How is he so snatched?
I saw a couple guard.
Like, why is he so Dorito pilled? You know what I mean? I expected Vasaraga to be like a little just more like rectangular all the way down, but like, look at this fucking waistline, man. My God. Look at how this, like, it just snatches in like this. Like, he's got the broadest shoulders you've ever seen, and then his waist is like half the circumference of his shoulders. I was thinking for the 4 months, Shaw. I was too busy thirsting over Vasaraga, apparently, to notice. But that's crazy. Draft things? He's so fucking snatched. Oh, this is his fire. Like, this is his fire art. That makes sense. Like, the Battle Pass skin they gave him. And that's just him, man.
Especially against zoners, like you mentioned. So the big difference,
Zoners. Oh, that's... Wait, hold. Say that again. Hold up. Miles Teller, say that again. Say that again. Shot
in the losers bracket. And speaking of the losers bracket, we're going to our first losers match, which will be Yamana versus Insurgent.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, right, Yamana, the master of Grand, so has the EX Grand as this kind of main, but has the Grand available, you know, especially against zoners, like you mentioned.
Is that Jatsu? That was Jatsu. I don't know why I thought it was Shubu. That was Jatsu.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, right, Yamana, the master of both Grands, so has the EX Grand
zoners,
main, but has the Grand available, you know, especially against zoners, like you mentioned. So the big difference, you know,
that's fun.
EX Grand gives up his fireball for a few more ways to, you know, try and rush
zoners
plus in your face. In terms of, you know, going up against zoners, it's like, do we think that...
I feel like I've somehow never heard Jatsu say that word until now. Like zoners. Going up against zoners there.
How he can keep you out with Flame Thunder and Slow Kill.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that he's still...
This Vossraga Earth Art, though, is so cool.
Yeah. There's a couple
Whoa!
First of all, comfort. This is his main.
What the fuck? Wait, this might be the coolest one.
The discomfort of his opponent. How many EX Grands of his
like, sure, I do like the fact that Summer Vossraga is so snatched, right? And my god, is he snatched, right? But, like, Earth Vossraga, what the fuck? He looks like... What is, this reminds me of something. He looks like a monster. He doesn't look like a person, you know? I realize Shubu's still doing commentary. This is my go back of Vanilla. He and Zombu were holding NA down. Yeah.
Yamana has not had a lot of...
Shubu, he had done like a lot of research on folks too. I was very impressed. That's the SSBA pose, but it looks so much more feral there. I guess you can actually see his mouth. But like that shit, like he looks feral. It's don't get me wrong, it's fucking awesome, is what it is. But yeah.
It's my dream to be able to compete in the US. At the time, he said I would love to go to an...
I love to see some. They said EX Grand and Grand for Yamana. I'm unfamiliar. Yeah, EX Grand. Okay. Love to see some Insurgent. That's a super, ain't it? Yeah, you're right. It is his SSBA, but he just looks different. He just looks different, man. He looks different with it. It's just so. It looks so fucking dope. Sure. You can't combo off this kid. Oh, of course you can. My bad. I wonder if he could have even gotten another pickup there, but I guess he just, you know, Oki was better. Yeah. Grenade for the Oki. Oh, wow, nice. Yeah, Eustace having those, like, double H's, man, like, that is really just, it's just a thing he can do that, like, no one else can, right? Like, the ability to just extend. Like, you see his far H here misses, right? Anyone else here, normally, they far H here, just whiffs and they move on with their day. But Eustace gets to put a little bit of extra on the end. I feel like it's one of the more underrated things this character gets to do is just add, like, 10 active frames to his attacks, to his heavies at will. His far H, his 2H, etc. Makes it really hard to actually get that shit to whiff or whiff punish it. Unless you, like, jump over it, I suppose. But then, I mean, you got 2H, and he can, you know, it's hard to airstall against him. Eustace corner pressure feels like it never ends. It kind of doesn't. But, you know, it's a lot of damage. Ooh, that's cool. I didn't realize. Okay. The U fireball there. Okay, so Eustace can do it, too. Okay, maybe it's more common than I thought. It's a little accurate, right? Because it's a little like you have to like run up, I assume, for like a particular amount of time and then hit the super jump, right? This is probably why I don't see it very often. This is probably rather difficult to do consistently, just because you can make it so that you don't actually get the super jump, or you don't actually, or like, you know, you run for too long, or you don't run for long enough, and then you don't side swap. But maybe it is like pretty common actually. Oh, I thought that was gonna wall bounce for a second. Nice dodge on the red grenade. The game feels so different when Eustace has red grenade on you versus when he doesn't, man. Really hard to spot dodge you slow kill, unfortunately. It's not that easy, man. Oh, nice. Oh, no punish. Okay. Oh, nice pickup. He's dead. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was. It also, yeah, this Eustace guy, he picks up. I mean, obviously this is Insurgent being real good, but if it feels like he can pick up on a lot of shit, right? That EX Flamek is a way better like combo starter, or like like basically it's got way more hits on it than I thought. He can 6XL off of that a lot. Obviously, it being counter hit here helps a lot too, right? Gives him a little bit of that extra. I think it does give him a little bit of that extra launch off that first hit. If it wasn't counter here, he might not have gotten. Well, I don't think it would have launched. Yeah. If it wasn't counter hit here, I don't think he would have gotten this. But yeah, wow, what a pickup. And he just fucking dies.
Pick up the far L, just barely in range to find the corner confirm, and with no more break
very dead Granule.
This super skybound art is gonna seal out game number 1 for Insurgent.
Of course, he just picks up. Have you seen him? He's a handsome boy. He's a handsome boy.
So good at playing that
a lot of handsome boys. A lot of handsome girls.
It's always the situation.
A lot of just handsome people in this video game.
He's losing. He's down 80%. I've seen him win more rounds down 80% than I think I've seen him win up 80%.
Oh,
it's scary, right? Sometimes these players just have that clutch factor where it's like, I am more terrified.
That 5UU, I do wonder what, like, you're kind of, like, it's not like a really big deal, but I do wonder if there's like a knowledge check there where you can just see Eustace do 5U and like kill him no matter what. Or if there is that little bit of a guessing game of like, does he do the 5UU? Does he hold the 5UU? Like, is it real, basically? Or is it just like, if I block Eustace 5U, can I always do something that is safe if he doesn't do the follow-up and kills him if he does? I would assume not. Like, I'd assume that Insurgent wouldn't do it if that was the case, but also it just could be a thing where, listen, man, nobody fucking plays Eustace. You don't fucking know this. Might just knowledge check you for the vibes anyway. Okay, nice. Yeah, punishing the spot dodge on the red grenade. So is that like, are you just fucking cooked there? Like, what do you? So throws the red grenade. You don't want to get the red grenade attached to you, obviously. Spot dodges it. I mean, pretty close to as soon as you can. I think. Like maybe he could have done that like a few frames earlier, right? Maybe he could have done that 1 or 2 frames earlier, but it feels like it's pretty close. And he just gets smacked for it, right? Like, I suppose this could have been like if you do it immediately on wake up, you're safe, but that's pretty fucked up. Because it's either get red grenade attached to you or get combos. I mean, the combo's not very painful, so I guess you just take that anyway. Because red grenade being on you is definitely worse than losing like 1500 health. But it is interesting that he just gets to punish you for avoiding it like that. What the world? Sorry, my ear itches real nasty with it. Itches real mean like. Okay. Okay. Is that death? No, not quite. That's why we got through. Didn't believe in the
and
look at a little rough. Preemptive brave counter. You hate to see it. Or even delayed brave counter. Or he just expected the 6XL would reach and it didn't. Regardless, he did explode. It's a damn shame. Sir Granule.
Coming out from Yamana as well, but instead of a 2-8, just looking to back up. Back at that
ooh! Plus donuts, plus!
Yeah, that 668 normally negative on block, but with the grenade set is plus on block.
I mean, I'm not sure if that was. Oh, wait, that's an interesting answer to use slow kill.
The ultimate slow kill to stay out of space for it, but Yamana one step ahead. That brave counter out from Insurgent.
Grand does have that really nice anti-fireball tool, right? And nice roll, man. You can roll through? I didn't even know you could fucking do that.
But Yamana one step ahead. That brave counter out from Insurgent. Once again, we're fighting in the
roll. I guess if you're point blank, right? Before it comes back down, yeah. If you're point blank, you can just roll through it and kill him. That's interesting. I did not. There's still an element of timing to it, though, right? He couldn't do it like right away. He couldn't just roll, right? You have to wait for them to bounce up. Yeah. Because if you roll right away, obviously, then they're on the ground. So you have to wait for them to bounce up and then roll and then kill him. It's a very difficult move to counter, but it is good to know that exists. Makes sense in hindsight because they're on their way up, so they can't. Oh, you're dead. That's so unfortunate. You know that. SSBA again. It never ends. It is so satisfying to watch the pickups, though.
Yeah, there's that Insurgent clutch factor, right? Yeah. Like once again, he's on one hit and then
yeah, I'm clean. Yeah, I'm fucking nice with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I convert those.
On round start to try and stop Yamana.
Oh boy.
Yamana getting caught a lot.
I've lost all of my screen space and a third of my health. What happened? Nice.
Be very careful right here.
Poke.
Especially while the bomb's on you.
A lot of chip. That's a lot of chip. I don't think I fully appreciated how much chip that Euphlemek does on block, right? Like, how much health does he take here? It's like a good 1K more, like 1.5K chip maybe. Maybe I'm overestimating a little bit, but that's a lot of fucking chip. I think like he goes from there right in front of the meter to like most of the way through the meter. By that, yeah, I think that is closer to like 1.5K, 2K chip something.
Bit too far to hit even after the counter.
And obviously, if Eustace does raw you Flamek like that and you react, you can like double roll and kill him, but it's not like it's like a guaranteed you just have to take this or die. Still crazy. Still a lot of damage.
Too far for that hit confirm, but Insurgent still trapped in the corner. Gamna a lot of bravery points. Getting caught in the backdash yet again. Not a huge.
Oh, I was gonna say, man, EX Graham, he finds almost any hit here. He might kill, but easier said than done. Like SSBA would have done it off certain starters, right? But even if not, he could have done like U armor break, like Catalina type shit, right? U armor break into like run up close H, into U armor break into like 6XL, far M, wall bounce, kill him. EX Gran's got some pretty solid mid-screen extensions, right? Even better than regular Granule, especially as far as corner carry is concerned. Only a little better as far as damage on his. Oh, you're like fucking dead? No. This is raw, but I don't think he can kill you here. Yeah. Raw, right? Like Raging Strike with. Oh shit. Oh. The mix. Eustace mixed him in real life too. Hold. Oh. Fist bump, handshake, fist bump.
One final mix-up at the end. He said he didn't block my grenade. I'm gonna do a little bit of a mix-up here because I haven't had my fun yet.
Right on though. Fun. I mean, fun to see that grenade bounce situation is kind of fucked up. I guess you do. Yeah, you do. Like this is a fucking my Shiranui EX fan, right? You can't really do anything to interrupt what he's doing here, or else the grenade's gonna hit you. And you kind of don't want to sit here and just take it, because, I mean, it puts you damn near on chip, probably, if you do. That's what Belial Pinwheel wishes it was. I mean, after they nerfed it, at the very least, yeah.
Triggers, and with the blue grenade and Flamek Thunder, Insurgent.
I think that's what, he got hit. Did he get hit by Flamek first, or did he get hit by the grenade, actually? It's kind of hard to see. He got hit by Flamek first. Interesting. Okay. So this is fucking, it's like enterprise level security right here, man. He's got layers of redundancy in this shit. The 6XL actually got hit by Flamek first, but I guess if he did something that kept him a little bit further back, he would have gotten caught by the grenade anyway. There's like 4 different reasons to not fuck with him there.
One final mix-up at the end.
To be able to grab it and throw it back at Eustace. Thoughts? Yeah, why not, man? If you hit the throw button at the perfect time, you just pick it up like a smash item.
Rocking the ferry, and in the other seat, also player.
And you should be able to Z drop it on Eustace for a full combo.
A speed runner,
Z drop it to reset your combo limit and beat his ass.
Right? His breakout performance was in that first Evo for Rising, right? A lot of people thought, he got there with 2B.
Just hit it back like Faust Bomb.
He proved it the next year by making.
You can do that with Vakala Bomb. You can move it around by punching it. It's real and true.
Exactly. Incredible consistency, and now. You mentioned it, right? This top 8, at least in terms of the first round.
It's saying like rolling is an option. It seems like rolling is an option, but man, it's a spooky proposition. I don't know. Oh, could you get out of that with roll? The grenade would catch you eventually, but if you rolled right away, could you roll out of the grenade and get through Flamek? Maybe. Obviously, you'd have to make sure you're doing it on a reaction to EX or to EX Flamek, or else you'd die. If I check it with 5L, it should get chucked like 2B's baseball swing. Yeah.
Making it in is going to be the name of the game here.
Yeah, and
it should be like Donkey Kong, or like fucking not Donkey Kong. It should be like fucking Banjo-Kazooie Wonder Wing from Smash Ultimate. Eustace has ammo, and he can't like he can reload his gun, whatever, sure, but like he only brought like 4 grenades with him. You know what I mean?
And PB Man is training partners with
he only brought like 3 blue grenades, 3 red grenades, and like 2 green grenades.
The matchup is burned in his mind.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not gonna be,
what can I say? How do you reload a grenade?
It's how much time have we had to prep? How deeply have we dug into
Gucci Supreme.
Head on into it. But I'm sure these gamers are going to be checking things out.
Is that a JoJo character?
On the side, which, to be fair, Vermilion has
that is a crazy shirt. Agent of Chads. Gucci Supreme. Glory on the sunglasses. Giant G hoop earrings? Calls in a supply drop to reload. And if you intercept the supply drop, then you get Eustace grenade.
our losers top 8, NorCal versus SoCal. It's Vermilion.
This is an insane. That's an insane shirt.
Let's see how these players initiate the neutral.
That is the shirt of someone who would call themselves PP Man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Fairy versus 2B, huh? I would actually think this is one of the characters where Fairy could actually struggle a little bit, right? Because, and besides the fact that 2B has a lot of nice full screen options and a double jump and a lot of things that can make her very annoying to zone, I feel like 2B is like one of the only characters in the entire game that has a button that is bigger than Fairy Farrell, or at least of comparable size. I'm actually not sure off the top of my head if... out of a dash, 2B 5H is definitely bigger than Fairy Farrell. Just, like, dick to dick, tip to tip. I'm not actually certain. It probably is close, if not a little bigger, though, yeah. Right? Matera Farrell feels like Fairy Farrell. Fairy Farrell is, like, twice the size of it, but I see your point. It's a very good Farrell. But, yeah, like, the fact that she doesn't, like, there is a range that 2B can, like, attack Fairy from where Farrell doesn't work is pretty uncommon, right? So I could actually see this potentially being a little rough for Fairython. At least, you know, in the grand scheme of things, as rough, almost as rough as things get for this lady.
Getting a clean hit low into a reset.
Yeah, exactly. That mid-range spacing is
so... Is 2B5? I'm like trying to picture both of them right now if they just like did it from the Grand Blue Zone. Is 2B 5H bigger than Fairy Farrell? I think so, right? Fairy Farrell is bigger than most Far H's, but I don't know if you know, 2B has the biggest Far H. I guess Basaraga has the biggest Far H. Fairy technically has the biggest, but like, you know, normal buttons.
Going into the SSPA for a huge chunk of damage and diamond swing.
Oh, nice. It's dead, yeah. Oh, look at that. Just well, you can always I was gonna say you can always use the U skills for 2B even if you don't have the skill gauge for it. They just do half damage, right? Is that right? Regardless, they made it so it costs 2 now, so she gets the full damage out of this anyway.
It doesn't matter when you land lethal with the dash 2L Vermilion with the first round.
Yeah, Vermilion getting a lot of
dash 2L, dash 5L. They told me this character didn't have a dash normal, man.
Just going straight ham.
I thought she didn't have fucking dash attacks. Why does she have 2 different dash lights that are both? One of the why is her dash light a low?
1 or 2 interactions of I'm zoning, I'm trying to counter zone, and then as soon as we get in that space for 5M or 5H, it's gonna be a beautiful.
Lots of laser usage.
Then we're going in and getting
skill gauge looking a little rough right now. Skill gauge looking a little rough. It's coming back though. Just give it a sec. Bro, I'm awake to catch a stream. What's good, bro? You've been an EP guy as of late? For real, her dash 2L is better than my 667. Something like that. I'm chilling though, man. Been having a nice lazy day, so I figured let's just watch the tournament. Slashback happened last week. It was a fun time. Well, I assume it was a fun time. I didn't see it, but it's always a fun time. So let's just watch a fucking tournament. Ow. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 announced. I gotta go look at the Battle Hour shit, man. I gotta look at the Battle Hour shit and see what they actually ended up announcing. But work has me doing the classic inverted 9 to 5. Oh, damn, that's tough. That is real tough.
Playing pretty safely, not giving away opportunities.
I understand. I empathize.
Yeah, that was scary. Just looking for the gauntlet. Of course it would have.
Damn, whiff punish.
With a lot of these fireballs, not playing pretty safely.
Daima Goku looks sick. Did they show like a trailer for him in Fighters?
Of course it would have been lethal. The bait wasn't enough. The laser is.
You know, okay, hold on. This is not the point of what we're doing, but I am actually here. Trailer. This is for Mr. Daimaku. Oh. Yep, okay, hold on. We can take a look at this real quick. I'm curious enough. There's like a huge Dragon Ball tournament happening like right now as well, right? Like DBFZ? Or am I mistaken? More Gokus in my Goku game, please, Bandai. This, but unironically. It's over? Oh shit. So true. Is the trailer just gonna be him getting his shit beat up by Kid Buu until he decides to go Super Saiyan 4? Yeah, I guess so. That's fun. I like that. Little Buu Saga what if. Whoa. I feel like we took a little quality jump. Okay. Transformation was a little short. I don't know why all of the games are doing this. Right? Dokkan had the same problem. The transformation looks really good, but it's just a little short. Like, they hold on the transformation for, like, a good, like, you know, 10 seconds. There's, like, a close-up of Goku fucking losing his shit and everything in Daima. All the games have made the Super Saiyan transformation pretty quick. Or at least they've taken out that, like, close-up of Goku, which is interesting.
Thanks for pushing me to my limit.
Still, that looks good. Looks good. He's got that. I love that this version of Daima, they just, like, went full Donkey Kong on his ass. Or this version of Super Saiyan 4, like the Daima Super Saiyan 4, he's got, like, the giant fucking monkey paws. It looks very comical. Whoa, okay. Sure, little dragon throw action. What the fuck? Okay, cool. Dude, he does look like a Smash character. He looks like Donkey Kong, man. It looks very funny. What? I see. It's like a little, it's invincible, I guess. The level 1? Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku is unironically my favorite Goku. That's a hard sell. That's a hard sell. Or not, it's not even a hard sell. It's like there's a lot of competition. Oh, he's got Vayne 5U. But he keeps his regular ass Goku pants. Yeah. If anything, they're more yellow. They're more manga accurate. What the fuck is he doing? So he's got Vayne 5U. And then he has the fucking Teen Gohan bomb loops. Oh boy. I assume it's like another, yeah. Oh. 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 Whoa, he's level 4 or 5, maybe? He's level 5? That looks dope, actually. With the fucking Uzaru in the background there. Yeah, wait, that actually looks sick. Throwing Donkey Kong barrels? Genuinely. That looks really good. Also, it always feels good that level 5, bro. His fucking fists. Yeah. April 22nd. Whoa, that's 3 days from now. Big meaty claws. Yeah, his hands are bigger than his head, right? Like, ignore the oh, LR God Vegeta, huh? Is that, oh my god, dude, the fucking Toa? They only change his pants. I mean, you can't. Yeah, I guess they have to stay on brand, but his hands are bigger than his goddamn head. Look at that fucking look at that exact. As soon as I hover over that, look at what shows up there. That's what we're talking about, man. That's cool. He looks really cool, right? He looks really dope, I think. I don't know what the fuck he was doing bouncing that boy around. He was bouncing on it with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but whatever he was doing, I liked it. I love the big ass gorilla hands. I mean, it certainly feels, you know, LR corrupted Vegeta hype. Is that what it is? It's the LR like Toa and Mira like fucking powered up. The Xenoverse like purple energy Vegeta. Crazy style, indeed. Wait, so what all got announced at Dragon Ball Battle Hour? So there's some Dokkan thing coming, obviously Xenoverse 3, the Daimaku trailer. Was there anything else that was like super meaningful? Because I am curious, but I don't know. I forgot. It was someone told me it was happening, and I just didn't check in. Xeno 3 Daima trailer for Beerus? Oh boy, hold. Listen. DBS Beerus trailer. Hold. No, that's not it. Oh. Dragon. PP time, indeed. Dragon Ball Battle Hour 2026 Beerus. Is it this? 2 hours ago? By Janemba 8000? Oh, it looks like it. Alright, hold up. I do want to see this. This does look a lot better immediately, obviously, which is, you know, it's one of the really big problems with Dragon Ball Super is how bad it looks, right? Especially the first, like, the anime, the first, like, 30, I feel like once they get into the future Trunks arc, there's that iconic shot with, like, Goku Black smiling through the fire when he's, like, killing people in front of Trunks, right? Like, I feel like once we get into the future Trunks arc, and then, like, the later bits of the Universe 6 tournament, you know, like the Kaioken times 10 blue versus Hit and stuff like that, it starts to look pretty good. But like the first 30 episodes of the anime of Super are horrendously ugly, right? They're horrendously ugly. And it's because all the timelines, like they just didn't give the animators enough time, right? They rushed them insanely, right? So it's really good to see that. I mean, one of the main things we need a remaster for is just visuals, right? It's just visuals. They finally reanimating Battle of Gods and Resurrection F's anime episodes. I think it's more than that. I don't know if we've gotten confirmation, but I think it's just a redo of the Super anime that's going to lead into the manga stuff. Because they've announced there's going to be a Moro arc. Doesn't this already exist? Yeah, it's basically a remake. Because the original one is so kind of ass in terms of animation, I assume. And also, yeah, like, they could have just added the Moro arc, I guess. But it looks like they're going to remake probably the whole anime up until then. Maybe make it a little bit more fitting with the manga canon. I don't know. Because it is kind of weird that the anime and the manga are such different canons. I'm not sure. But at least it looks great. Which is one of the main things we needed. Is we just needed it to look better. It's a little darker, right? I feel like it's like Super has a like the Super anime and a lot of the Super movies and stuff. They have a little bit of a brighter kind of lighting to them a lot of the time. This is a little bit more like shaded. It looks like everything's a little bit darker, which I kind of like. Yeah, this is good. I like this. It's almost as good as the movie now in this trailer. Yeah. I mean, certain shots look better, straight up, but I'm sure, like... I love that. Certain shots look better, literally, right? But, ooh, art, so they're gonna do Resurrection of F2. That makes sense, yeah. Certain shots look better, but obviously, yeah, over the course of, like, the whole 10 episodes or 12 episodes, or however long this is gonna be, there's going to be parts that, like, dip in quality, because it's a TV show and not a movie, but some of those shots look better than the Battle of Gods movie, for sure. That's a cool shot of Frieza, man. Looks like a fucking xenomorph.
Well, guys, do you...
Alright. Sorry, Janemba 8000. I don't mean to cut you off there. I just wanted to see the trailer, though. I'll drop you a like, though. Thank you. This is the easiest way to find it. That was crazy. That looks good. I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for the remake. I do wonder, like we were just talking about in the server just before this, we were talking about shit like, you know, there are some decisions, like in Resurrection of F, you know, Whis rewinds time after Frieza fucking kills everyone. Just as like, oh, well, I'm not supposed to do this, but just this once, right? But, you know, with what we know now from the Moro arc, which is shit that the anime staff probably didn't even know, like, or maybe they even weren't even given those notes, maybe they didn't just look ahead that far, maybe they didn't care, who knows? You know, with what we know from the Moro arc and, like, the stuff with Miras and everything, Whis probably shouldn't fucking do, like, there probably should be some pretty serious consequences for his ass doing that, right? So, like, little thing, like, I wonder if it's gonna be a little bit more, like, it basically, I wonder if they can make earlier arcs, because there's a little bit of narrative inconsistency, at least there's a little bit of a feeling with Super that things are kind of happening, like things are being made up as they go along, which is kind of the Toriyama classic, to be fair, right? It works pretty well, but I think it stands out a little bit more in Super sometimes. Some things are very consistent, like the Ultra Instinct foreshadow, like Ultra Instinct is basically a thing that is kind of hinted at in like episode fucking 3 or something, and then it happens in TOP. But there are some things that feel a little scattered. I wonder if it's gonna be a chance to also, you know, make the anime a bit more of a coherent start to finish thing. Like, you know, the best example, for example, like the best, I'm not gonna pause it, it's okay, we can keep going. But like, the best example is like the, you know, because Battle of Gods was made, kind of assuming that it was, I don't think Battle of Gods was made with the, expectation that it was gonna be a whole anime that followed it, right? It was just kind of like, we're making another Dragon Ball movie, and then like, maybe we'll make one other Dragon Ball movie. So like, it's the constantly moving Beerus goalpost, right? Like, it sure looks like he tries pretty hard in the Battle of Gods movie and anime back in the day, right? Like, maybe you have to do some real mental, you have to do like some Saitama fan level mental gymnastics to be like, well, actually, despite the fact that Beerus is screaming at the top of his lungs and all of this, he's actually only using 0.000000001% of his power, and he was just doing it to egg Goku on, and it's like, wow, I don't, because like the power gap between the Battle of Gods Goku that supposedly was anywhere remotely close to even being a worthy challenge for Beerus, and like the TOP Goku that maybe, like the UI Goku maybe surpasses Beerus by the end, is, I mean, it's millions and billions of times difference, right? So maybe they can do things like that, like, you know, the ever-moving Beerus goalpost, all of this, like some of those things, like the Whis interaction in the world. Maybe they can make some of that shit a little bit more consistent, right? Or maybe it's just going to be a visual remake, but I imagine they won't waste the opportunity. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. Anyway, I'm very excited about it.
I really like Vermilion's usage.
I need more info on Whis.
Barry's frame data here, right? He's mashing out in sort of minus situations.
We don't. I mean, we got a little bit more info. I need more info on Whis and Angels as a whole. You should read the Moro arc. Yeah. Have you read the Moro arc? It's not like we know a ton about them, but you certainly got a little bit more. Rick, we have more power scaling discussions on the channel. I mean, well, sure, I guess. I think this will be good for viewership. You think so? I mean, I enjoy talking about it just for fun. But hell no. I think a lot of people. Okay, I've got to pause now because I don't want to actually talk about power scaling. I want to talk about power scaling. Like, I don't want to talk about like who do you think will win in a fight, Super Boo or Kid Boo. I want to talk about the concept of power scaling, right? The last thing people want to watch is anime power scaling. I don't know, man. That is not true. There are a lot of power scaling channels and they get a lot of views, right? I'm not saying that I'm gonna do that. I'm saying like that is just incorrect factually, right? People love watching anime power scaling. People love making up conversations about anime power scaling. It's just wrong what you said, even if you don't like it. But my point is, I think some people love that shit. A lot of people love that shit, right? You talking about power scaling or internal consistency? Yeah, there's the thing, right? So I feel like a lot of people think of power scaling and just think of people like fucking agenda posting and doing what, and like all the really toxic debates and people like really trying, like people they always think of it in terms of the worst possible power scaling debater that you can imagine. You know what I mean? Power scaling is so lame and so are the people engaging on it. Nope. Again, the fucking shittiest guy you could imagine that does that, who like ignores the entire narrative to try and reduce everything down to a number, right? Yeah, that's pretty lame. But like, I think a really, really good example of where this has actually been like a genuine problem has been it's in the spotlight again because it's doing gangbusters and I like the show, right? But Invincible has been a really good example of how power scaling is like it's important for like narrative. Like it's important to be able to have some sort of consistent idea of like, especially if your show revolves around skill at something, right? Even if it's not fighting, right? If it's a sports anime, you know, if I'm watching Haikyuu, I should have a decent idea of how good all of the different characters are at volleyball, right? Like imagine that I am watching Haikyuu and it's the fucking Shiratorizawa, right? And Ushijima, right? He's been built up as this fucking unstoppable force and he just can't do anything. Right? All of his spikes are blocked. He can't block anything. He's just worthless. Wouldn't that feel real? Like, that would ruin the story. Right? Like, how... this obviously, it's a little, like, you know, how strong that guy is. Obviously, in this case, it's not a combat situation, but it's still, like, it's volleyball power scaling, right? How good that guy is at volleyball. Him be like, you know, Ushijima being really good at volleyball in Haikyuu Season 3, right, is incredibly important to the story making sense, right? Like, understanding, but protagonist doesn't have big numbers, so protagonist bad and series bad. Yeah, like, again, if you want to take the worst example of, like, if you want to take the worst power scaling discussions that happen, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's pretty stupid, right? I think it's pretty bad, but, like, that doesn't mean that all power scaling is stupid, right? IQ does it well. That's what I'm saying, though, right? Is the idea that, the understanding the relative strengths of your characters in a show where competition matters at all is a key part of the narrative, right? It's a key part of the narrative to have that the author has to do some power scaling, right? If it's going to be some kind of competitive, if the narrative is going to rely on some kind of competition where someone has to present a challenge to the protagonist, right? Then power scaling is key to the story making sense, right? Narrative power scaling and death battle power scaling are not the same thing, and people keep conflating the two. They are sort of just the same thing, though, right? I mean that each character's reason for being good, their skill power aligns with stuff that is not impossible to believe. Oh, wait, if you're saying, like, you don't like when people in Kuroko no Basket are, like, firing lasers at each other, that's not power scaling at all. That's just, like, a narrative choice, right? That's a different thing. But I don't even know if that's what happens in KMB, by the way. I haven't watched it, but it does seem like it gets a little Dragon Ball Z at one point, right? Isn't there the fucking guy? Like, the one guy has, like, the Emperor Eye that lets you, like, see... It lets him like read like all the fucking signals that your body, like, it lets you see his fucking musculature and his skeleton and tell how his joints are contracting to know where he's gonna pass the ball or something like that. But my point is that I think if you want to say, like, if you say I don't like it when power scalers ignore the entire story to say that, oh well, here's the thing, right? Yuji Itadori couldn't beat Goku in a fight, so that means that Goku's a better he's a better character, right? Yeah, that's dumb. That's obviously stupid. But that's like not what power scaling is. You know, power scaling is just like having a logic, like a traceable, consistent logic for how good at something people are, how strong some people are, and then being able to compare that to come to conclusions about stakes. Now, you can do cross-verse stuff. Obviously, like, cross-verse stuff has no stakes because it would never happen in the story, right? Like, if you wanted to know, like, oh, who would win, Luffy or Naruto in some case, right? It's probably usually Naruto, depending on what you're doing there, right? Just because, but, you know, that's not stakes. But it's like that logic that you would use to figure out, like, oh, how strong is X character is still, it's kind of important for, like, making a story where that kind of shit matters at all makes sense, right? Cross-verse stuff is kind of people lose me. That's still, I mean, that's just a hobby, right? That's just like I think of the cross-verse stuff as like you had a Batman action figure and you had a Superman action figure and you make them do this, right? It's just fun. It's just fun to think about two different things like that. Like, it doesn't have to be, even that doesn't have to be like toxic or lame, I don't think, right? Like, it's just like, yeah, I think this thing is really cool and I think this thing is really cool. Let me do some kind of comparison between them, right? It doesn't have to be, yeah. Like, I think power scaling, and rightfully so, because unfortunately, you know, it's like shipping, right? It's like shipping, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with thinking about, like, headcanoning characters who you think would go well together in a relationship, but a lot of, like, shipping communities have and that whole concept has, like, a very negative connotation to people, because there are some people who are like, they'll, like, send death threats to the author because they didn't make the characters that they wanted to kiss or something, or if, like, someone has a different, or it's like a non-sharing Yume, right, or something like that, right? It's cis het shipping low Kirk. I mean, people like cis het people ship characters a lot too, right? So, like, that you can look at that and go like, oh yeah, that's stupid, right? That's bad. But I don't think it would be fair to say, oh, all shippers are dumbasses who I hate, right? I think people get a little like reductive with it, right? The Invincible discussions are so brain that I tune out immediately because nobody's going to talk about what the series is about. Everyone is a fraud, whatever it means in those circles. You are going to, like, this is like, you are going a little bit to, like, agenda posting levels of, like, Mihawk is a black paint merchant, whatever. Invincible does have a genuine power scaling problem, right? Like, I think the show's great, by the way. I like Invincible a lot. But Invincible, at least for the first, like, 2 and a bit seasons that I watched, it has a really big power scaling problem. Where it's like, you know, Mark will, like, catch a meteor the size of fucking New York State and throw it out into space, and then, like, the Mauler twins, who can't, like, punch through a wall, can beat him to death, you know? And it just feels like, so I can't, and it's not like oh, well, my calculator says that Mark's power level is higher than the Mauler twins, and therefore he should win this fight. No, what it leads to, right, is that the story's stakes often don't make sense. They feel surprising. A lot of challenges don't feel earned or properly built up. A lot of losses feel cheap or like they shouldn't have happened. It just makes it really odd to follow the stakes of the show, right? So, in those cases, I think they bully Mark so much they forget how strong he's supposed to be. Yeah, and again, I think Invincible, when it's Viltrumite v Viltrumite, I think that show is amazing because then they're good at everything except the power scaling, right? Or if it's like human v human, or if it's not a fight at all, right? If it's just like Debbie being the greatest character ever put to a cartoon television series, right? Then the show's awesome. But I think whenever they have to have a really strong guy and they try to challenge him with something that isn't a really strong guy, then I think that it really, and unfortunately that happens a lot early on in Invincible. It gets really weird and confusing, right? So like there is like power scaling is an important part of making a narrative that makes sense, right? It's not just people saying people fucking, I don't know, sending death threats to an author because they didn't make a character strong enough or something. Undermines the strength of the Viltrumites by having Mark get mollywobbed by the villain of the week type dude. Yeah. I don't know much about Invincible, but Battle Beast is a great name for a character and a great character. What a fucking Chad he is, right? But yeah, I think be careful with conflating an entire topic with the worst people who engage in it, right? Because by that logic, everything's terrible, yeah? I feel like most authors suck at making David versus Goliath feel earned when the David wins. Yeah, well, it's kind of weird, right? Because this is kind of interesting. The idea of David versus Goliath, I know what you're saying metaphorically, but like, even the original story, didn't David just like get lucky? Like, David just like threw a rock from a slingshot and it just like happened to hit Goliath in like the fucking eye or something, and it just hit his brain and killed. Like, you know, it is really hard to make it feel like, it's really hard to be like, okay, well, this person is overwhelmingly stronger than this person, and we're gonna keep it that way the entire time, and we're gonna make the victory work out. It gets really difficult to do, right? It can be done, but yeah, it's just a hard thing to execute, right? David had a slingshot and hit his eye, yeah, and it's like listen, if we had like a r/Bethlehem circle jerk, right? They would be the amount of people, the slander that Goliath will be getting. People will be making fun of the author, right? People will be saying this is bad writing. People will be saying this is like, oh wow, what an asshole win for David, right? Yeah, David was a zoner main, right? People will be slandering David, like you know, David hit the headshot, simple as that. I guess it's just skill, right? David was skilled with a slingshot. It wasn't a lucky strike. It was one that was wholly expected by everyone who didn't know him. I see. So it's like a tortoise and the hare style thing. Like, it's the idea is that Goliath got cocky. Sometimes Goliath gets caught. He's like, oh, nice rock, little man. And then it just turns out he was fighting Clint Eastwood. Well, maybe minus the slurs. That's exactly it. That makes sense. I mean, that's a good moral, right? That's a good moral. Like that, he absolutely did get cocky as fuck. I feel like this is one of the only ways to make David and Goliath work, right? Slings were legit weapons. Oh, no, I'm not saying they weren't, right? I'm not saying they weren't. Oh, yeah, sorry, not a slingshot. Yes, like one of the things where you put a stone and you fucking, right? If you got a problem with David one-shotting Goliath, it's a skill issue. Yeah. But yeah, I think it is a hard thing to do, for sure.
All right, big whip on the EX Beppo.
It is a very hard thing to do to have David beat Goliath and make it feel like it was earned, right? Because in reality, right? Here's the funny thing. If David is just God with a sling, then it really wasn't David versus Goliath. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it for a second, if David was just the world's greatest fucking sling user, right? Then that was a pretty even fight, actually. That was just like a zoner versus a grappler. You know, like yes, obviously it was really easy because Goliath got cocky, but like that fight is actually not that. Like, that's not a David versus Goliath fight, if you know what I mean, right? That was just really good warrior. Or yeah, maybe even David favored. Yeah, that might be 6-4 David. You know? It's like, even that, like in hindsight, even David versus Goliath is not really David versus Goliath. Right? He had a skill that actually made it so that him winning was, like, actually kind of likely, right? Yeah, grapplers. Goliath was the first low-tier grappler, man. Goliath was the first bottom 2 grappler, man.
Huge jump in right here, gonna go into the ultimate hula hoop. Thumb set play with the GG, but
wait a minute, justice for Goliath. Actually, no, I'm sure. I bet you the Bible has him doing some fucking insanely evil shit that I probably shouldn't. Well, I probably shouldn't feel bad for him, but that's kind of what I mean. I would say that most fights, David versus Goliath is still a better written underdog fight. Yeah. SPD 2 reactable? Why is Goliath's SPD reactable? Why the fuck did they make his SPD reactable? Who balanced this?
And the ultimate DP.
Daimaku out in Fighters in the 22nd. Yeah, we watched the trailer a second ago. It was very fun. He looks great. Are we doubting David's tournament win because of retroactive meta understanding? I guess so, right? I guess so. Like, at the time, everyone was like really bigging David up because he beat Goliath, but like as we learn more, it's like, well, in hindsight, he was playing top 1. And like, don't get me wrong, by the way, if slings are so strong, why don't you pick one up and kill Goliath? You can't do that, right? Like, David only wins because he puts the time in, right? David only wins because even if you're playing a top tier, you still have to be really good at your character. You can't just walk in and win Evo, right? You can't just walk in and win Evo. He put that fucking time in. But, like, it just like it kind of
to get that jump in finally.
It just kind of you know, but he is, even if he's really good at it, he's still kind of just playing the top tier. Does Goku versus Jiren count as a David versus Goliath? Not really, right? Well, because the way that Dragon Ball, because I was gonna say, like, you know, Frieza, Namek Frieza versus Goku, right? Is like, it starts that way, but they can't really find a way. Like, if anything, the best way, if Frieza actually was killed by the Spirit Bomb, then that's a pretty good David versus Goliath fight, right? Like that, because then the thing that gets Frieza to die is, one, him being cocky, and two, the power of friendship, basically, right? Teamwork, right? That Goku with, like, without, maybe like, say, I guess, honestly, a pretty good David versus Goliath fight is Goku versus Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga, right? That's, like, actually pretty well done, I think. Where it's pretty arguable that, like, Goku doesn't really win, right? Because, like, yeah, obviously the Goku versus Frieza fight ends with Goku becoming Goliath, right? Like, imagine it's David versus Goliath, but in the middle of their fights, David started off as 5 feet tall and Goliath was 20 feet tall, and then in the middle of the fights, David becomes 30 feet tall, right? So it's not really, at that point, it's, you know, if anything, it almost reverses, and then David loses. But the Saiyan Saga, like, Goku versus Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga is actually probably a pretty good example of a David versus Goliath fight, where Goku is horrendously outclassed the entire time, but just, like, through trying, like, you know, being a little tricky, right? Being a little whatever, and then mostly through the fact that he has other people helping him, and Goliath is fighting alone, he actually manages to come out on top, right? Through, like, a really deep bag and things like that. That's why a lot of Goku fights are hard to call proper underdog fights, because he becomes as good or stronger eventually. Yeah. Which is, again, that's why I think the Saiyan Saga, Goku versus Vegeta, is a really good fight, man. It's a really good fight. I think it's really underrated. Because there's no point where Goku just ass pulls, okay, I'm stronger than Vegeta now, right? He's weaker than him significantly the entire time, right? And even, like, the Kaioken is a really cool power-up too, right? Because it's like, yeah, he can become stronger than them for, like, little bursts, but it fucking rips his body in half. It's a really good fight. It's a really that's actually a very strong David versus Goliath fight, I think. You're always going to have some outsized advantage for David that isn't just his physical strength to make it, like, to make it so he can win in a reasonable way at all. And I feel like teamwork is a good one, right? The idea, like, Goku loses that fight to Vegeta, even with all of his little tricks and all of the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb and all of his, you know, he's maybe even, like, well, I mean, hard to say. People say that, like, I think there's a little bit of a idea that goes around that, like, Vegeta is kind of just a brute and Goku's, like, a trained martial artist, but, like, you know, they mentioned in the Namek Saga that the reason that, you know, Frieza is unsurprised that Vegeta got stronger than Kui while they, you know, over the course of their time, and it's mentioned, like, you know, Vegeta's been on the front lines forever. That guy's been fighting forever, right? And if you look at the actual fights, like, Vegeta is absolutely, like, a very capable, like, he's maybe not, like, a traditional martial artist, but he's a very intelligent and, like, technical fighter, right? He's not just, like, a lot of people think that, oh, Vegeta throws big punch and he just throws it harder than Goku and that's why he wins, but not really, right? He's been fighting his entire life. So my point is that even with all his little tricks and all his deep bag and everything, Goku still just loses. Like, he does lose that fight to Vegeta straight up. It's just that his friends save him. It's Vegeta's technique. Yeah, it's so funny, man. The fucking key blast spam. We scale a brick tangent to universal? Maybe. I have mixed feelings about Kaioken. I really like it.
But not Insurgent. And this is kind of like very similar schools of thoughts, right?
I think as far as a power-up... Okay, I'm not going to stop pausing things. We can just talk while the fucking tournament goes. As far as a power-up, I think Kaioken is better than Super Saiyan, right? Only as far as a power-up and how it works. At least, you know what, though? Not always. The first appearance of Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2, that's actually a more interesting power-up than Kaioken, right? Because the first time that both Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 show up, they come with the drawback of kind of making you an asshole, right? Like, they come with the drawback of making you kind of a little bit of a monster, right? Goku manages to hold on a little bit, but he's obviously still, he's much more sadistic. He's not really Goku anymore, right? I think people forget that because it's so commonplace. Nah, Super Saiyan Goku. But, like, the first time Goku goes Super Saiyan, he's not acting or talking or doing anything like Goku. He's almost a little villainous, right? And similar thing with Gohan when he goes Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. Right, it comes with, like, a mental drawback. Like, Gohan, despite his power, you know, loses that fight if not for Goku saving him, because of the fact that Super Saiyan 2 makes him essentially like just a battle-hungry maniac, right? He can't strategize really anymore. All he knows how to do is run a guy over. I think the drawback of Kaioken wasn't explored enough. I think the drawback of Kaioken is relatively simple. I don't think it needs to be explored. Maybe you could say they could have made it harsher, but the drawback is just, you know, it tires him out significantly when he uses it, right? I always said Canon, the Vegeta was a lot more skilled in fighting than Goku. There's never any reason to use many of those skills until meeting Goku. I mean, a lot more skilled is hard to say, because Goku, like, just because of the things that Toriyama states that technically then have to follow, like, one thing has to follow from the other, Goku is, like, ridiculous, like, you know, he's ridiculously, like completely fantastically, like, not just in the power, but also in, like, the, like, martial arts mastery thing. Like, he's fantastically, insanely, high level there, but... Super Saiyan stop being cool when a 5th kid does it and it prestiges to the 11th tier. I feel like I disagree. It's definitely not as special, right? But I think one of the things that I really like about Dragon Ball, it's actually very consistent, and it's also very consistent with real life and how, like, the top levels of competition work, is that a boundary is only hard to break for the first guy who does it. You know what I mean? Like, if I, for example, maybe I'm misremembering this, but if I remember correctly, it took fucking forever for someone to run like an under 10-second 100-meter. And then a bunch of people did it. You know? It took, like, you know, 3 different people, I think, have deadlifted over 1,000 pounds now. Or something like that. It's like, people just need to see, like, there is something to the fact that people need to see that something is possible. Someone has to show what's possible, and then it becomes a lot easier to copy, right? Sorry, I can never call Goku a martial arts master if he can't grapple. I think he technically can. I think he's supposed to, right? They just, I guess because they fly a lot, Jiu-Jitsu is not as useful, right? Like, again, so here's the thing, right? Master Roshi has mastered every single martial art, and martial arts mastery in the Dragon Ball universe goes even higher than it does in our regular universe, because apparently 30th Dans exists in Kenpo, which isn't a thing, right? And Roshi has mastered every single martial art to a level that makes a 30th Dan in a martial art look like they don't know how to fucking use their hands or legs, and every martial arts would include grappling martial arts, and Goku is explicitly stated to surpass Roshi in martial arts prowess, like, in the first, like, 2/3 of Dragon Ball, right? So he does know how to do all of that shit. It's just that probably, I guess, Jiu-Jitsu is not super useful and people can fly. Striking arts are more, and then, by the way, they do sometimes. Like, if you there are still times where, like, you know, people get fucking hip thrown, people get, like, there is some amount of wrestling and grappling that happens in Dragon Ball, but it's, like, in very quick kind of, like, you know, slip a punch, grab a guy, throw him away, right? But like straight up ground game, the way, like, when people can fly, ground game is, I guess, useless, right? So, I think you are, unfortunately, objectively wrong, but you're right that they don't grapple very much. It's just that, imagine how useful wrestling or jiu-jitsu would be if people could fly when you grab them.
Going straight into the next match, blocking the lariat.
Ground game is useless if you can't plant your feet. Yeah. And I mean, you could say striking should be too. And, like, clearly they can make some sort of, like, propulsion, you know, the same way they fly. They can, like, propel themselves with the air behind them. But I think it'd still be really hard to, like, really just nail someone down in, like, side control if they fly, right? Broly grapples a lot. I assume it's more so a size thing. Yeah, Broly's not really grappling. Broly is, like, manhandling, right? It's not like technical grappling often. What are the rules on biting people like Goku does in a fight to the death? None, man, none. You can create torque in the air with your hips. You can't create physically grounded structure. Yes, exactly. Broly's going off pure instinct. He isn't a martial artist. Not at all. Yeah, and you can tell, right? It's very, like, like, one of the nice things, you know, shout out to Sensible Saiyan, right? Shout out to Sensible Saiyan. A very cool YouTube channel that I discovered recently who does, like, frame-by-frame breakdowns of, like, anime fights in Dragon Ball. Like, there's a lot of conveyance of how good of fighters these people actually are, right? It's just that because it's often, like, very quick, you're not gonna really notice every individual punch and kick exchange, right? And Broly, when you see he's face tanking things. Broly's got no head movement, right? Broly's got no technique. Broly is just a fucking semi-truck, so it doesn't matter, right? Like, you punch him in the head, he just takes it, and then he just punches you back, and his punch is like that, but, like, he kills you anyway, because he doesn't need to properly generate force. He's a nuclear bomb, right? Yeah, exactly. He doesn't need to have good grappling technique because he can palm your entire body like a basketball. So at the beginning, it's like, don't go past this level of Kaioken, and then Goku does and is fine? No, this is disingenuous. Goku is not fine when he does that, right? Goku goes past that level of Kaioken and nearly kills himself. Yeah? Goku goes to Kaioken times 4 and basically loses the fight on the spot right there because he doesn't finish Vegeta off. It turns out he's a little bit more durable than King Kai thought, right? Because, I mean, he is stronger than King Kai at that point, so he can handle levels of the Kaioken that King Kai can't, probably. Like, if King Kai tried to Kaioken times 4, I probably would kill him on the spot, but King Kai is like, what is he, like a 5,000? And Goku was like 8K. So he's a little stronger than him. Maybe the Saiyans, you know, they're a little bit more durable naturally, but it's still just, it does just essentially lose him the fight on the spot, right? Like, he does the times 4 Kamehameha, and then Yajirobe comes up and, like, pats him on the back, and it nearly fucking knocks him out. Like, he's dead. Like, he's not literally dead, but he is essentially, like, if he was in a tabletop RPG, you remove his token from the board. He can't fight anymore. He can't fight anymore. I'm sure all these words mean something, but I haven't been able to follow along at all for the past 5 minutes. It's a sad fate to have missed out on peak, man. It's okay. Doesn't King Kai handle the Ginyu Force, or was that filler? It is filler, and it's the Z fighters who are training with him that handle the Ginyu Force. Yeah, but the Kaioken, he was told to not pass times 2. Yeah. Right. He goes to times 3, and it's like pretty bad, and he goes to times 4, and it is like, if he was like, the way it's described is like times 4. The way it's at least portrayed is like, if he was at times 4 Kaioken for like 3 or 4 more seconds, he probably dies instantly. Like, his body explodes, right? King Kai is probably being safe when he tells him to not more than double his power, right? Like, he didn't say, he said it could kill you. He's probably being safe. He probably hasn't tried it himself, right? King Kai has probably never had a reason to go past Kaioken times 2. It's like a reasonable doubt, you know? It's just like when you're teaching someone the technique, though, you go, hey, don't do this, or really bad shit might happen. And, like, it was still, like, right. You know what I mean? Go going to times 4, like, he does it for a few seconds in the beam clash, and it nearly kills him.
He might need to slow it down just a little bit, but instead of slowing down, goes for a layer.
Couldn't Goku not even move after the Kaioken beam clash because of how weak he was? Yes, like, he was just literally standing there, like, his whole body was exploding, you know?
Learning the matchup as he goes too, right?
The spasms of Goku's muscles after getting out of the Kaioken times 4 is one of my favorite details. Yeah. But yeah, King Kai handling the Ginyu Force is filler, and it's not him who does it. It's the Z fighters who trained on his planet that do it. And, like, it's filler, but it makes a little bit of sense. I think it's easier to forget that all of the humans in Dragon Ball, and Piccolo, obviously, are also, like, insane prodigies, right? It's just that, like, in a lot of cases, actually, like, when you think about it, in hindsight, and this actually bears out in the gains they tend to get from training, in hindsight, almost everyone that Goku fights or trains with in original Dragon Ball is actually kind of more of a prodigy than he is. They just don't have fuck-ass Saiyan biology that is just a cheat code, right? Like, the fact that Krillin, right? The fact that Krillin keeps up with Goku at all for, like, the first 75% of Dragon Ball, that's fucking insane, because Krillin's just a guy, and Goku is an alien whose body was built to become stronger than anybody it fights, right? So, like, you know, when they train with Kami, they get bigger gains than Goku did when he trained with Kami for the same amount of time, right? When they train with King Kai, they train for less time, but they probably, like, the idea that they would also get, like, you know, fucking 10 times stronger. Goku gets fucking 20 times stronger training with King Kai for, like, 6 months or whatever, or for 3 months. He spends 9 months on Snake Way, right? They train with him for a couple of weeks and they get like 10 times stronger. It kind of makes sense, right? It kind of makes sense. The fact that Krillin and Roshi were strong enough to be in the TOP team is massive. Yeah, and obviously by then, like, it is, like, I think something that gets lost on people is it takes a long time for the Saiyans to be ignoring the fact Krillin was able to beam clash with Super Saiyan Blue Goku for the TOP. Okay, hold on. No, he wasn't, right? Let's be very clear. Goku in base form can suppress himself down to the point where a gun can hurt him, right? Like, that was no. No, he wasn't. Goku was motivating him, right? Krillin is not as strong as Super Saiyan Blue Goku, right? Goku wanted to show him the kind of things that he would be up against and see if he had, like, and like, just basically get him to, like, see if Krillin still had the fucking, the balls in him, or if they would have migrated to his throat, right? But he stared Super Saiyan Blue Goku down, and he fucking hit the laser. But my point is, I think people forget how long it takes for the Saiyans to be, if you exclude the bullshit Saiyan stuff, right? As in, aka Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, all of this. The Saiyans are not massively stronger than the humans in base for a long time. It's like somewhere in like Dragon Ball Super, genuinely, where the humans and the Saiyans in base form are different universes, right? But like even in like the Android saga, you know, like does like Tien stand any chance fighting base Goku? Like not, like, he would lose, but like they're in the same weight class kind of, right? Like they're in the same weight class kind of. And if you count shit like the Neo Tri-Beam that Tien has and shit like that, like in like a real fight to the death, like there's a really good chance that base Tien washes base Goku in the Cell Saga, right? Now, of course, you put Super Saiyan on that motherfucker and he rips him in half, but it's like a 500 times multiplier. So, like the bait, like it's the Saiyan biology. It's the Saiyan biology nonsense that like really catapults them above everyone. The humans are, the humans stay strong relative to their base forms forever, right? Oh well, almost forever. Yamcha is ironically the only one that's actually fodder. He does really stop caring. I mean, he's still a superhuman, but yes, he is far behind everyone else. Right? Hey, Break, pick up this game after being Dogwater SF6. It was great so far, 2i for the whole What's Thrown every rank video. It's been a lot of help. Love to hear it. I wanted your opinion on playing against the AI rather than ranked. I feel like playing the AI in SF gave me a lot of bad habits. I want to repeat that mistake with Granblue. Thanks again for making content in this game. Interesting. You're the second. Oh, you can't jump that. When you have that red grenade on you, you can't jump if you says 100 meter because the you slow kill is guaranteed combo. The great, look at this. The great explosion's air unblockable, right? Yeah. You can't do that. If you ever have red grenade on you and Usis has meter, you can't jump. It's not allowed, right? You're the second person to ask about this, Cricket, which is interesting. I will say, I'll give you the same answer that I gave the other guy who asked about it earlier. If you want to play against the AI to learn the game and get better, that's not a great way to do it. Yeah, right? Like, if your goal is I want to learn the game and get better, then you should probably just play ranked. And don't spend too much time in training mode. Like, figure out the basic controls, like what your light, medium, heavy, and U buttons, like how to block, right? How to jump, how to do a special move, and then just hop on ranked, right? If you're saying I want to play the AI because I want to do the single player stuff or something like that, sure, yeah, that's fine. But if the question is it a good idea or could it be harmful even to fight the AI in terms of like a learning experience? Yeah, I would say so, right? It doesn't matter. Like, if you want to do it for fun, who cares if it teaches you some bad habits? Just fix them later. But if it's like a thing where I want to fight the AI to learn some stuff, it's not really going to be too helpful, right? Is what I would say. So it depends. As a learning tool, I think it's not very helpful. As a fun thing, fucking do it, yeah. If it's fun for you to do the single player content, do that first. If that gets you to be more familiar with the video game, right? I've been saying if they tossed Tiana Senzubin, he would have handled Cell. Not perfect, no, not perfect. The fact that multipliers and numbers are applied to combat might be my biggest problem with Dragon Ball. Well, I have good news for you. They are abandoned almost immediately after one arc. They aren't, right? I think Toriyama kind of realized this himself, but it's also kind of what was, like, I feel like this is also a very bad reading of Dragon Ball, right? Because power levels are only a thing. They're not a thing in all of Dragon Ball. Like, all of OG Dragon Ball. It's not a thing that exists. Raditz introduces the concept, and like, yes, to an extent, like Raditz's power level is higher than Goku and Piccolo, right? So that's why he's stronger than them. But immediately, like the second that concept is tested multiple times in the Raditz fight, the concept of like, oh well, this person's number is higher than this person, right? It's immediately proven to not be a reliable way to determine the outcome of a fight, right? Raditz's numbers are higher than everyone he fights in that arc, and yet he loses. And it's shown that the Z fighters are capable of suppressing their power level, they're capable of increasing their power level, right? And like, when the Kamehameha has a power level of like 930, but Goku has a power level of like 416 or whatever, right? So like it's even when the numbers are there, the narrative is going, these are unreliable, these are unreliable, these are unreliable, these are not how you judge the show, right? This is not how you judge. It's like a thing that, and as soon as, the fucking biggest meme in, like, you know, early 2000s anime history, the what does a scouter say about his power level, right? They thought he was, like, Nappa looked at Goku and was like, that guy's got a power level of 5. And then he died. Like, he basically gets caught off guard and nearly dies because of it, right? And then as soon as, like, the Saiyan saga ends, everyone basically makes fun of everyone who relies on power levels is treated like a dumbass, right? Like, Vegeta learns to sense energy, and then he just, the entire Namek arc is spent, almost the entire Namek arc is spent clowning on the concept of power levels and the use, and anyone who relies on them to determine whether or not they should take an opponent seriously, right? It's shown as one of the biggest weaknesses of every member of the Frieza Force, is that they overly rely on power levels. They get caught off guard all of the time. They get, like, you know, but yeah, they just get caught off guard at, like, to an almost comical degree how often it happens, right? So when we talk about rating at Uma Musume, yes, no, we're not, but you can apply it to that too, yeah. So my point is that, like, you know, the multiplier, and then after the Frieza arc, right, the multipliers don't apply, and they don't exist, right? And they kind of never did. Like, they only ever exist in hindsight, right? They only ever exist in hindsight.
Fireball situations, right?
Like, people look at the guidebook of, like, oh, Namek Goku was at 3 million and Frieza was at 120 million at 100%, and then he got a 50x multiplier from Super Saiyan, so he went to 150 million. None of that is mentioned in the show, right? None of that is mentioned in the show. The only explicit power level references that Frieza makes, not even explicit, he says that his second form, the explicit one is that his first form is 530,000, which is just there. The only narrative purpose of that is to go, oh, fuck. The exact number doesn't matter, but that is like 10 times higher than any number you've seen so far. What do you mean your power level is in the hundreds of thousands, right? The closest thing we've gotten to that up to that point is Goku having the 180 with Ginyu, and it's like Ginyu's shitting his pants, and it's like, you mean Frieza is 3 times stronger than that? Like, the exact number doesn't matter. It's just a way to show that, oh, this motherfucker is level 20, right? And then that's the only direct power level mention for the rest of the arc. He says vaguely that his first form is vaguely over 1 million. We don't know what that is, but again, it's just there to show that he's a lot stronger. So basically, Nameless, the fact that multipliers and numbers are applied to combat, my biggest problem with Dragon Ball, I have good news for you. They aren't. They almost never genuinely, I say almost never, they might genuinely never matter ever once in the show. So, I have good news. Power levels only ever existed to showcase the hubris of Raditz and the Frieza army? Pretty much. Right? From the moment they are introduced, they are immediately made to be untrustworthy. And it never stops until they get removed from the show entirely.
Just enough of a gap for Koma to think, oh, okay, it's my time to shine.
Yeah, but big 6-0 right there into the lariat, catching a counter hit, but Insurgent finally letting that...
Getting your ass handed to you because power levels make you cocky into clowning on people who do that is very Vegeta activities. Yeah, Vegeta is way too close to my own personality for comfort. Well, in Vegeta's defense, he learns that lesson really fast, right? Stuff like that is put in shows as reference points? Yes. And even that, it's not used, like, explicit reference points where you go, oh, this person's number is bigger than this person, so they definitely win. Basically never happens in the show. Ever? I guess I'll take solace in that, yeah. Vegeta, like, learns that lesson, almost, like, he learns that lesson, like, while Nappa is fighting the Saiyans, you know, or while Nappa is fighting Goku. Like, the first fight, the first real fight he witnesses, he goes, oh, that's, oh, shit, right? Like, he kind of immediately stops caring about power levels from that moment onward. Just give a scale to the adversity to overcome, yeah. It is, now I will say, it's a pretty tell, don't show way to describe power, but, like, I mean, Dragon Ball tends to do both. Right, like, while Frieza is what's it called? While Frieza is telling Nail that his power level is 530,000, you might go, oh, that's tell, don't show. That's tell, don't show. We also, in that same moment, get him ripping the guy in half who was not at all afraid of Vegeta, right? A guy who can sense power levels, who was looking, when Vegeta came to Guru's place, right? Nail was looking at Vegeta and he was like, fucking try something. I'm having a bad day right now. Please try some shit right now. And Vegeta, not only was the last arc's big bad, but he's also gotten like 3 times as strong over the course of this arc. And Nail is just looking at him like, please try some shit. I am begging you to do some dumb shit right now so I can put your own head in your ass. Right? So like there's a very big indication that this Nail guy is like the strongest character we've seen so far, maybe, besides Goku. And then Frieza just embarrasses him. Right? So we're still doing tell don't show, or sorry, show don't tell, but also, you know, it's nice to just have the, like, when the numbers are being stated, it's just cool to be, you know, Frieza saying that his power level is 530,000 there, or saying that his power level is 11.7 billion McBig number is basically the same thing. It's just there to go, that's a lot bigger than any other number we've heard so far. What the fuck do you, we have to fight this guy? I remember as a kid watching DBZ, the only time I really figured out how strong these characters were when I was, I think, 18. Well, I think, 18 just levels a building with an effortless hit. Yeah. I think show and tell is good advice generally, but tell and show is really good when done well, yeah, which is basically what that whole Frieza Nail thing is, right? Yes, he tells you his power level is 530,000, but also he does it after he's shown you that he can effortlessly, literally, not a figure of speech, he can literally, effortlessly rip Nail apart, right? He rips his arm off with, like, his fingertips. Like, he just, you know? Like, there's no strain. There's no, like, pulling. Nail, like, chops him in the neck. Does nothing at all, right? And then he just grabs his hand with his, like, fingertips. The most fucking, like, he might as well have had his fucking pinky finger up when he's drinking the wine, right? He just grabs his hand with his fingertips and just the slightest effort, and Nail's arm flies out of the socket, right?
Then bust out of the corner with the overhead Como.
That's pretty telling. So when he then goes, by the way, my power level is 530,000, that's just more like he's pissing on his dead body, right? Like, we already know he's insanely strong. This is just him aura farming, basically. It's like, by the way, dumbass, this is a really bad idea in case you weren't able to tell. Right? That tells you more about the power level of the villain than if the author just did one or the other. Yeah.
So explosive. That's something like Como and
the equivalent of telling you the number 3 hero fought this villain character in MHA and then fucking died? Yeah, that's what you do. One of the best reveals in Dragon Ball is in King Kai revealed to the Z Fighters and Goku, but using the 20 times Kaioken while being slapped around by Frieza. Yeah, that was so good, man.
You know, a little bit more of that heads-up awareness on looking for the block, but
it makes sense on so many levels, right? Why wouldn't Goku be using it? Like, he clearly is understanding that the fight is really dangerous, and it also shows the difference in, like, perceptiveness between King Kai and the Z Fighters. Right? And it also, I mean, obviously has the, you know, it has the pulling the rug out from under you of like, all right, well, this isn't going so well, but it's okay, right? Goku's still got a trump card. It's like, no, dumbass, he's been using it the whole time, and he's getting his shit rocked, right? Oh, it's so good. Oh man. Oh, Dragon Ball's so good, man. Dragon Ball's so good. The manga too, man. Like, the anime is amazing, but it's paced horrendously. If you ignore the pacing is awful, right? I love Dragon Ball. It's my favorite piece of media, maybe ever. You're never gonna see me defend the pacing of the anime, right? It's horrible, especially the older ones. Hopefully maybe the Dragon Ball Super remake will be better, but hopefully, I mean, if it's seasonal, it should be, right? But like the anime is horrendously paced. But if you ignore that, I really like it, right? And the manga just doesn't have this problem, man. I've been loving reading the Dragon Ball manga, like to an extent that I'm surprised by, and I know how much I love the manga, right? Hard to beat manga drawn by one of the best mangaka of the last 2 decades. Yeah, I mean, I say this every time we bring up the Dragon Ball manga, but man, is Toriyama the best battle manga panelist I've ever seen, right? Like, he's just so good at making the panels both look cool, but also be visually clear and easy to follow, even though people are flying around in 3D space. Whew, sadly, yeah, sure, fair enough. It's just, whew, it's such a pleasure to fucking read the manga, man. Anyway, there's a Grand Blue tournament happening here, right? Video comparing a Captain Tsubasa shot from the old and new anime. The old version takes like 40 seconds. The new one does it in 6. Yeah. That's why one of the things I'm really excited about for the Super remake is hopefully getting like seasonal anime, like modern day level pacing for a Dragon Ball anime, right? Because like, by and large, it feels like one of really the only major problems with the Dragon Ball anime is really fucking good if it's not for, I mean, Glacial is nice. I think Glacial is maybe being a little generous, right? If not for the Glacial pacing, right, it's very good. But I didn't come here to watch Granblue. It's like TV noise in the background when we talk about something else. I should at least play it then and let it play in the background, right? Instead of putting it on pause. But they did that for Takahashi Rumiko manga, and they're both amazing. I love New Ranma. Fair. Did you watch Z or Kai? Oh, I've watched both multiple times. I've watched both multiple times. Kai has significantly better pacing, and after I watched Kai once, I never watched Z again, except for certain moments. I think the Super Saiyan 3 transformation is done better in Z. That might be it, really. I feel like Kai does the Super Saiyan 2 transformation and the Super Saiyan 1 transformation both better. But I think Super Saiyan 3 is better in Z. Weirdly, the fact that it takes longer actually is, I think, better for that one. But yeah, I watched Kai. Kai's pacing is way better, but it's still not good pacing, right? It's like, instead of... Dragon Ball Z has horrendous, glacial... You can't say enough mean things about Dragon Ball Z's pacing. Kai just has bad pacing. Right? Dragon Ball Kai just has bad pacing. It's not, like, historically awful, but it is probably still, like... 1.5 to 2 chapters an episode, something like that. Like, it's still slower than you'd like it to be. Kai is what? Kai is 150 episodes or something? How long is Kai? Because DBZ is what, 293? 292? Kai is like 150? It's somewhere in that range, right? 170? My wife and I went back to regular Z, and listen, man, I get it. I love Z, I love Kai, right? Who has the worst pacing, Z or One Piece? One Piece by a lot. It's crazy. Z has really, really, really bad pacing, but One Piece is somehow even worse, especially in the modern arcs. Like, Wano is unwatchable. By the way, in the manga, Wano's fine. Like, even then, I think the weird thing is Oda feels like the only mangaka who in the modern arcs only, early One Piece or even like mid One Piece, like everything up to like Whole Cake or something like that, is amazingly paced in the manga. I feel like it's very good, right? But like something about like Wano and onwards in the One Piece manga even feels like it's full of filler, right? Kai episode list. How many episodes does Dragon Ball Kai have? I actually don't know. I'm an adult, I think. It has 167. So Kai has 167 episodes. Dragon Ball Z, like the Dragon Ball Z chapter of Dragon Ball, is 293 chapters, right? So 293 over 167. Yeah, so Kai is 1.75 manga chapters an episode, right? That is still bad pacing, right? That is still bad pacing. Like, if you compare, for example, like a good-paced manga, a well-paced manga, like, you know, any modern seasonal manga should do this, but, like, you know, the JJK, like, MAPPA adaptation has been pretty well-paced, right? They're, like, 50 episodes in, and they're on, like, chapter 100, what the Culling Games is, like, chapter 150, 160, 70, something like that, right? So JJK is at, like, roughly 3 and change chapters per episode. It's, like, 3 to 3.5 chapters an episode. Kai... And JJK doesn't feel rushed. It's well-paced, right? So Kai is still half as fast as you might like it to be. Now, of course, Original Z is almost 1-to-1, right? Original Z, I think, is 291 episodes. So Original Z is almost 1 chapter an episode, which is crazy. Because the chapters for Dragon Ball are like 17 pages long. So Original Z is like less than 1 page a minute. 1 manga page a minute. Right? This is horrible. Yeah, One Piece is like 0.4. Yeah, One Piece is even worse, right? Yeah, like it is math. Like One Piece is read One Piece, don't watch One Piece would be my. I've read all of One Piece and it was pretty enjoyable, right? Even that is huge, but at least the pace, like it's still very long, but the pacing isn't horrible until you get to like the later parts, Wano, Egghead, etc. But yeah, like read One Piece. If you are interested in consuming One Piece at all, you should read it and not watch it. It is truly awful.
Yeah, definitely. And it's always nice to see these players that have
reading manga in general is great. Yeah, agreed.
History for a little bit, right?
The Dragon Ball manga is better than the Dragon Ball anime, for sure. Right? Yeah, well, it definitely loses a little bit in like the lack of voice acting. Like reading the Dragon Ball manga after you already have like the voice and the song, like they can play in your head while you read it. That's the actual best experience, right? But the manga overall, I think, is still a better experience than the anime. But the anime is fucking awesome. I love watching the Dragon Ball anime despite its horrendous pacing issues. It's why I'm so excited for the remake. A Dragon Ball anime that doesn't have pacing problems? Absolute cinema. Of watching early One Piece? Yeah, I agree. It's the only One Piece I've ever actually watched.
I mean, some people may differ and call Sonic more of a...
There's a nostalgia. Like, I love watching, like, Romance Dawn. I watched Romance Dawn like that like a couple of times.
about different games. Let's talk about the next
6-7.
Which is Vermilion versus Elysian.
Also, the dub doesn't take like 3 years after to come out this time. Yeah. Even in manga, I'm surprised by how short or successful manga runs are. It's crazy that Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man have reached an ending. Yeah, man. I think it's good. If you have a story to tell, if you tell the story and you end it. I watched it the whole cake and started reading the manga. That's a lot of watching. I do respect that.
NorCal, so they have a lot of fans here, a lot of friends here. But also, like, you know, we can talk about the venue itself, right? Yes. Vermilion runs the Guildhouse local every other week in Guildhouse. So
One Piece is great, by the way. Again, One Piece has been losing me a little bit in the past. It's funny to say this is like 4 years of time, right? But in the past like 300 chapters or something, I feel like One Piece has definitely been losing me. I feel like I like One Piece a little less now than I did in the first, like, I mean, well, I like it a lot. Like, in the first, like, 8, you know, basically everything up to Whole Cake, One Piece was like, I was like, damn, it's like, it's amazing, it's great, it's awesome. Now I'm like, it's good. I like One Piece, right? I like One Piece. But I feel like, you know, is it, Wano's not right after Egghead, right? Or not, sorry, Wano's not right after Whole Cake, right? It's like, there's Whole Cake, and then there's Punk Hazard? Is it Punk Hazard? Is it Punk Hazard and then Wano?
Your 2B is stronger.
I actually can't remember the exact order of the arcs.
Maybe he was like, all right, you want to mirror an arm? Just like for the one time, he's like,
is Punk Hazard the arc before Wano? Maybe. But yeah, like, Wano's immediately after Whole Cake? Oh, okay, Punk Hazard's before. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. But yeah, like, it feels like Wano plus Egghead have kind of, I didn't enjoy either of them particularly. They have good, obviously they have good moments, but I didn't love either of them really. Elbaf is looking interesting. Right? The current, like, manga arc is looking quite interesting. There's a big in progress thing right now that's going to determine how I feel about this arc, though. It feels to me like, if I had to say it in like a sentence, I think One Piece and Oda in general is very world class at setup. I'm not entirely sold on payoff yet. You know? I'm not entirely sold on payoff. I'm not saying it's like horrible, but like a lot of the biggest reveals, like the things that we've been waiting for 1,000 chapters, have been a little disappointing to me. There's another like 1,000-long chapter build-up event happening currently in the manga, which I won't spoil, obviously. That I'm waiting. I'm being cautiously optimistic, but there's been like 2 or 3 really big things, like really big payoffs in a row that I haven't really enjoyed. So I'm being a little skeptical, but I'll still be cautiously optimistic. I watched the live-action One Piece, and a friend that reads the manga says it's going so much faster than he expected. Yeah, the live-action One Piece, to my understanding, is paced pretty well, which is good. They're remaking the One Piece anime too, right? Like they're making like a seasonal One Piece anime. I was reading the Araki book on making manga, and he seems to say that the goal is to become a successful mangaka is to figure out how to make a story that can be extended as much as possible. Yeah, like I get that. Like the Shonen Jump format of like you need to have a weekly release every week, it does incentivize the Shinjuku Showdown, right? It doesn't. It incentivizes incredibly bloated arcs, especially when you get near the ending, because they're like, we gotta keep it going, man. Right? So it's definitely like it's definitely like a big part of it is it's the industry's fault, right? But you know what ends up happening is kind of what ends up happening. It doesn't really change the facts of the matter, right? I think after years of reading the manga, it feels like there wasn't going to be a reveal that was satisfying as a setup. I don't know. I see what you mean. I think this is a little bit of a cop-out, right? I think it's a little bit of a cop-out. People say shit like this, right? But I think actually, in a way, like the fact that something is a 1,000 chapter long reveal actually is also kind of a buff, right? Like, cause there's an inherent air of grandiosity and wanting to like give a shit about it because of the fact that it's been built up for so long. Like, yes, it also raises the expectations, but it also kind of naturally is gonna, like, people are sort of naturally inclined to be hyped that it's finally being concluded, right? I don't think it's like, oh, well, it just couldn't have been done. I think, to me, at least, with a couple of the things that I'm talking about that I don't necessarily want to spoil because, well, I can talk about one of them, right, I guess. I mean, I feel like, not like the themes. I think Gear 5 is fine, but I think the revealing fight of Gear 5 was quite disappointing. Right? I don't think I like Gear 5. And I don't think it's like, oh, well, it needed to be perfect. I think it just... I just didn't like... I feel like it fell flat a little bit on release in a way that almost no form that I can think of, even like much less important ones did. You know? I don't know how to describe it, but like, I don't know, like Gear 2 was cooler when it happened. Like, you know?
If I'm not mistaken, right? On the blue flash, you can roll both of those. Get out of harm's way.
Yeah, you can definitely.
And like maybe it was a matter of still wanting to make sure that, you know, Kaido got his glaze still. We didn't want, you know, Gear 5 to just show up and like mog him or something. But like, it just felt a little you know, yeah.
And not going to be locked down in any corner anytime soon.
Felt a little, yeah.
Most of these clean hits and converting into damage, even when Lucian gets a hit, instead just getting anti-aired right there, a huge chunk of damage, has a full stick of butter, will
You
spend
dead?
it.
Full stick of butter, I do like that.
20% lands with the low max HP.
The whole joke with Johto's being about a dynasty is that he can periodically reset the setting and the characters and make something new without stopping the series. Yeah. I kind of like that it was still a fight despite the awakening. Like, it makes sense in World. Like, if you want to talk about power scaling, right? Like, that is actually maybe, that is like a case where you, like, he actually maybe leaned, for my tastes, too much into power scaling. Kaido, reasonably, should not be bowled over by anything, right? It just doesn't make sense. He's been shown, like, his feats, you know, all those power scaling words people who don't like power scaling don't like. It doesn't really make sense for anything to, like, blow the fucking back out of Kaido. Right? But I feel like it maybe could have been a little bit more narratively interesting if like Gear 5 Luffy has just kind of felt like a disappointment by and large to me. He's felt like a little bit of a disappointment. It feels like he's doing nothing, man. Just a little. Or until he randomly decides to do something sometime. And also, weirdly, I've kind of liked Gear 5 less post-Wano, because it feels like it was stronger in Wano for some reason. It feels like Gear 5 Luffy, despite, for all intents and purposes, being beaten to death even after he acquired the form by Kaido, was stronger in Wano than he was in Egghead. Or than he is in, you know, he hasn't done too much in Elbaf yet, but like, it's weird. Like, it just has not felt like it has been very, child of prophecy for, you know, it's like, not even because, oh, Dragon Ball Glazer are like Super Saiyan more than Gear 5. Sure, okay, whatever. But like, you know, I don't know, man. You can even argue, by the way, there's a very good argument that like Sage of the Six Paths is a little bit, it's very, you know, oh, well, you're a child of prophecy, it's a ass pull, power up, whatever, sure, fine. But like, still, for the grandiosity given to like the Sage of the Six Paths stuff with Naruto, he does kind of show up and like, he touches Madara bad, right? Like it's like, oh, things are different now. Right? Like, this is, something fundamentally has, like, shifted in the world, right? Even that, like, you know, it just feels like it has more impact. It feels like it has much more, like, that feels like it has much more impact when it arrives, right? Hell, again, Gear 2 felt like it had much more impact when it arrived. But the animation is a huge disservice to Gear 5, not really understanding what makes that kind of Western animation work. Maybe. I think thematically, it's pretty great, right? I will say, it's a little weird. Like, it feels a little bit like Luffy is fucking not, like, it feels a little bit like Super Saiyan, where it almost feels like Luffy is almost he's a little not Luffy sometimes. The way, like, obviously he's just like, he's Luffy turned up to like a ridiculous degree, which is interesting, because like I don't think that's supposed to be the case. But maybe it is. I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of interesting little things with Gear 5 that I think make me not a huge fan of it. And it was one of the biggest. It was one of like the big. Oh no! It was one of like the biggest. Like, it was literally like you know, it gets fucking foreshadowed in like Jaya and Skypia and shit. You know. Like, it's one of the longest lasting reveals, like the longest built-up reveals that isn't like, I don't know, like what the fuck the One Piece is, practically. You know, like what's in Laugh Tale. And it just kind of fell off a little flat to me. There's a couple other things that are spoilers that I don't think the anime has actually gotten into, so I'm not going to talk about them. There's a couple other things that are that level that I also just kind of was like, oh, no, like it's fine. They're not, you know. It's fine. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe that's just me though.
Speaking of air to ground, Elysian finds his escape.
Yeah, getting the Blade Impulse back into the corner. Fireball set up. Vermilion content to just hold down back.
Coming out from Elysian.
I think a really good way. Okay, now we can talk about. I like the way the Dragon Ball did something better than the way another anime did something, but there is that tension there, right? Of like, we want Luffy to look strong, we want Luffy to have his new power up, we want him to be, you know, that guy, we want him to think that he's like on that like Yonko level now. But also, we can't just have Kaido get bitched. That's the world's strongest creature, right? That's this guy that we've been building up as like this fucking unstoppable force. He's like fighting, like he's fighting Luffy while holding up an island and fighting, like he fought like Luffy 7 times and like he got jumped by like 4 other people and he's doing all, yeah, he's a monster. He's a monster, right? We can't just let him get bitched. I kind of like the idea of doing like an Ultra Instinct sign versus like a Master Ultra Instinct, you know? We can't have Goku just do his little transformation and then beat the fuck out of Jiren, right? So what we do is we have him, you know, unlock that transformation over like multiple stages. And then, when he hits MUI, and then he kind of just bitches him until his body explodes, it feels pretty earned, right? It feels like it's like, well, you know, over the past entire arc, he's been like working, and in reality, like the whole series, and or like, at least the whole of Super, right? And for Luffy, it'd be even more so, even more earned and more built up. It's like, you know, like when the transformation, when the power up, when whatever is finally complete, if it then rips a guy's head off, one, the fight's been going on for a long time, so like you can always, like, it's not necessarily that guy was just a bitch, but also it's like, well, okay, well, that's fair, right? We got to let him keep his aura. It took so much to get him down, and then finally, when the power up is complete, then he kind of gets folded in half, and it like makes sense. The guy still looks strong, I think, right?
But we're also featuring Guilty Gear Strive 2X.
Like if there were like, I don't know, like obviously like I don't know, but if it was like oh, there were like, yeah, again, like these flashes of Gear 5 or something like that, but like it just wasn't enough, and it was like, yeah, and then, you know, it's like, okay, now he has the full thing, and he, at least for temporarily, he can like control it, and he's in it. And then he just like rips him in half. I feel like that would have been fine. I feel like that would have been fine. I feel like that would have been a decent way to. And I'm not saying it has to be done like that, but I say like as an example of something else that like a different form did that I think made it feel a little bit more impactful. That could have been done there. It could be a lot of other ways to do it, but I don't think it's necessarily like, oh well, this thing was built up for 900 chapters, so there was no way that it wasn't gonna be disappointing. I feel like it's kind of a line of argument that I don't really agree with in general, right?
Maybe I gotta do a little bit of lab work so I don't get
like, yes, building something up for literally fucking 25 years or something raises expectations for it immensely, but the excitement of the idea that we're finally here also raises the baseline like hype for it immensely, right?
I feel like in a matchup against
it does both.
He might be looking to play Belial, right? Yeah. For the stability and the consistency, the consistent answers against a lot of these stomp options, having the multi-hit DP, you know, and the 5U to answer.
Belial versus
exactly.
Basabaga.
Armor and, you know, this stable kind of Swedish army knife of a character. Even with, okay, he's not quite as
Swedish army knife?
Still has all the tools for the job, especially against.
Did he say sweet? I guess he said Swedish army knife. Yeah, that's fine. The One Piece is the friends we made along the way. I mean, kind of, right? Like a little bit.
Yes. He has one thing that he does, but he does it very, very
Swedish army knife.
If you're able to make your way past the big swinging blade, able to stop him coming out on the Soul Forge,
with a stick that big, I could finish you in one stroke. I don't think I've... This might be... I know it's a high bar. This might be the most sexual thing that I've ever seen Belial say. I know it's a high bar, right? But this actually still might be the most sexual thing I've seen in Belial's dialogue in this game so far. This is like more so than moan for me. This is more so than tell me you don't want this. This is more so than I'll fill all the holes in your hate. With a stick that big, I could finish you in one stroke. It's just like the, I don't know, it's just... It's the most like in the details of it, I suppose. That's a double take on Swedish Army Knife too. Yeah, what the heck?
Looking real clean in the background.
Power scale the Belial Voss shit. So true. Oh, caught the backdash.
Looks for the backdash, but instead Koji Coco looking for meaty ultimate Goisha.
Power scale Belial's colon walls and whether or not they could survive. Whether or not they could survive Vasaraga's pulsing, throbbing, pulsating meat rod ripping them apart. Power scale the strength of his anal cavity. No one tops you, Lucy? See, the problem with that is obviously that is very sexual, but like the fact that that sentence could be used in a non-sexual context and it like very easily. You know what I mean? Like that sentence could be used in a no one taught like that. Like, obviously that's not what he means. That's not what he's implying. But, like that is also just a normal sentence, right? That is also just like, you're my favorite guy. No one tops you, but also no one tops you, right? But like with a stick that big, I could finish you in one stroke. That literally only has a sexual meaning. It's not even an innuendo. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean anything if it's not sexual.
I can't imagine is what you're looking for
right?
there,
I guess unless he's talking about stealing Vasaraga's scythe from him.
There we go. Tries to look for a little
Unless he's talking about disarming Vasaraga and then killing him in a single swing of Granoth. But that's like such an unnatural, unnatural way to describe that, you know? It's like it's not even an innuendo. It's just him saying, I would like to give you a, I would rock your world if you let me give you a hand job. You know? I want some puss. I think the win quote against Nier might be worse, but I can't remember it exactly. It's all about keeping her as a pet, right? Unironically, maybe it's just me hoping that Belial's not a pedophile on top of everything else, but I feel like that actually is just her being a cat girl. Like, unironically, that reads to me as more demeaning and mean than, like, outwardly sexual, but maybe that's just me hoping that Belial's not a pedophile. maybe hoping that he has some line that he draws somewhere.
Looking for some sort of reversal right there because he was at chip point, but Koji Coco going for that DP, guaranteeing the chip.
Like that is also just the kind of thing that you could say to someone to be condescending in like a non-sexual manner, you know. Do you think he would draw a line? Maybe it's wishful thinking. Not because Belial is evil, because the game is Japanese.
Getting a lot of pressure right here with the 2U knockdown, going for the
oh boy. Okay. See, now that's one. His win quote against Uno is, wish you'd plunged your shaft deeper, but you were just going easy on me, weren't you? Shame. It's hard to find people who are skilled nowadays. I mean, that does, like, the shaft of a spear, I get it, but, like, that's pretty, yeah, that's up there. I did not know he says that. Wow, that is, yeah, that's pretty good. Wish you plunged your shaft deeper, but you were just going easy on me, weren't you? Shame. It's hard to find people who are skilled nowadays. Wait, power scaling is why I can't play normal Belial? That's fair. Power scaling? Does this mean that Belial thinks that Uno should be able to beat him in a fight? Or is he making fun of him? I don't fight enough Belials to know these words. I skip win quotes and too often, honestly. Or in like round starts. There's a lot of great. Oh, are you fucking dead? No, I don't think so. Oh my god, you are, aren't you? No, I don't think so. I think this last hit doesn't do that much. Yeah. Not on chip though. You know, despite what they say, pets need to earn love, learn to beg, and I may just call her and feed you against Nier. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that is... I mean, it definitely could be, right? But I feel like there also is an interpretation of that is just, like, insulting. And not necessarily sexual, but, again, might be me hoping for lines where probably none are drawn. I just know in the P1 intro he calls Siegfried Daddy. I mean, same. It should have been me! Oh, that's... the fuck?
Him trying to jump out of it or something. No.
It's a Japanese game. The answer is usually PDF files or incest. Isn't it crazy what they did with the Alex thing, man? How did they miss the point so dramatically? To go, they turned it from he was my mom's cousin to he was a distant relative of my mom. Why'd they even bother? At that point, just say, fuck you, Western man, and just don't change it, I guess, right? Why'd you even bother, like, pushing an update if you just didn't do anything? It's very funny. It's very funny, man. Like, apparently, I don't know if this is, like, the common Japanese opinion, is that, oh, that's fine. Why are these Westerners coming in and complaining about everything? If that's the case, they just don't change it, I guess. Or if you're gonna change it, at least, like, change it. I think it's a pretty crazy thing to say, by the way, but sure. Call it a cultural difference. Incest is cool, actually.
So he's still able to go for another one. Huge punish right there. 2L. 5 frames is able to get that punish.
Whoa, that's a cool combo. But yeah, it's just more like, why do you even change it? Like, just keep it as a, just ignore the complaints.
And caught the backdash from Koji Coco.
Yeah, scary situation. He's kind of at that dangerous threat range from Boss Rockets. He wants to get out there ASAP. Blue Sky Guy recognizing that, letting that ultimate fireball rip.
Exactly.
Koji just freestyling, and you know what? He looks damn good doing it. He's teabagging him.
Yeah, now Blue Sky Guy has him trapped in the corner. Armor is out, but he's just kind of swinging right here. Koji Coco swinging with his own 5H. Yep.
Cousin marriages are a gamble in Western culture. Some people are iffy when it comes to marrying your third cousin and a bit more on the fence about second cousin. Some people are, and I think those people are generally, it is very much a item of ridicule for most, right? Someone who read Tsukihime, commit to it, coward, you're horrible, don't try to save face. Yep. You know what's interesting to me is when everyone makes... I find it interesting when people's issues with... like, interestingly enough, right? Maybe, I don't know if this is a hot take. But, like, the bigger problem with, like, the... You know, the step-sis, even... Like, that's not even incest, for example, right? Or, like, you know, the Alex stuff, for example, to me. I think a lot of people seem to think that the only issue with incest is, like, the eugenics aspect of it, basically. It's like, well... You know, children of incest are more likely to have birth defects or something, right? So that's why it's bad. And it's like, well, sure, but I mean, that's where you could actually get into, like, I don't know, man, like, if 2/3 cousins have a child, is it like, if it's only one generation of incest, is it really? I don't know. Isn't there something about, like, it's not that different or something like that, right? Like, the odds of, like, it's not that much more unsafe or something if it's 2/3 cousins and it's just one generation of incest or something. That's not the problem, though, right? Like, the problem is not, like, oh, we need to make sure we enforce the eugenics, you know? Let's not have children with birth defects, right? The problem is the sexualization of the family dynamic and, like, the inherent... Just, like, it's unsafe at that point, right? Like, if... I mean, I've got to think of it mostly from the perspective of, like a more patriarchal society as well, right? But it's like, if, you know, if like, a sister has to worry about her brother wanting to fuck her, that, like, really makes the home a significantly less safe place for her, right? Like, it's kind of just... It's really nice, inherently, right? It's really nice, inherently, that there is, like, a completely non-sexualized, non-romantic, just, like, little unit that you can just exist in, like that, right? Exactly, yes, thank you, Drakey, right? Like, the problem is not even the cousin fucking inherent, really, right? It's the, you shouldn't, I don't know, it's very odd, like, the idea of sexualizing someone that you grew up with as, even if you weren't, right? Like, this is like the stepbro shit, right? Even if you're literally not blood related at all, the fact that you're, like, living in the same house and you are, like, sexualizing them is, like, a little, it's just wrong. It feels like it's not, you know, it's not the society we should be trying to nurture, you know? Like, that's the problem. It's not the cousin. Like, unironically, if it's like 2/3 cousins and they basically never met, like, they never met until this happened, and it was like some, I don't know, some fucking arranged marriage or something, or just, like, whatever. Like, if that's, like, a thing that happens in your neck of the woods, that's, like, way less weird than, like, someone, like, fucking or marrying even, like, their stepsister that they grew up with, to me, right? That's, like, 100 times less questionable. It is, and I find it really weird when people just talk about the incest thing, like, the problem is the eugenics. You know? That's not... The point is not that we need to, you know, make the gene pool be clean. Right? Patricia is Alex's sister as well. Anybody negotiating familiar bonds because of adoption as a self-report? Yeah, like, again, even if you're not blood related at all, you have a stepsister, and you guys grow up from the age of 2 to the age of 20 together. It's, like, weird if you're sexualizing her, right? It's like a little, and like it's that's a little strange. And, like, that's the kind of thing that we probably, even if, like, I'm sure you could find, oh, like, well, these two people are actually, it's entirely fine and consensual, and there's no power dynamic there at all, which maybe, sure, like, I guess, like, if you're not, like, her older stepbrother or something, like, there's no power dynamic there at all, and it's entirely consensual, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, maybe, right? But even still, it should be, like, a thing that is, it shouldn't be a thing that is normalized, I think, right? I think sexualizing the people that live in your house is not a thing that should be normalized, even if they are not at all related to you at all. They just are people who are essentially family to you because they sleep in the same house as you, they eat at the same dinner table, and they've been doing so for 20 years. That's the problem, right? That kind of thing should not be normalized because it makes, it just becomes an imagine, like, think about how much, like, child molestation and shit happens right now when that shit is not normalized, right? And again, it usually happens by, like, family members. Cousins, brothers, uncles, fathers, mothers. Yeah, like, it's people you know, right? That are gonna, like, most of the time. It's like
my bad. I apologize.
The family unit needs to be non-sexualized, I think. Is that crazy? So it's really weird when people, like, highlight the, like, well, but the kids, think about the kids and their weird foreheads or something. It's like, I think you are maybe a eugenicist. I think you're maybe a eugenicist. I think that's not really the problem. And not only did Capcom not fix the actual problem, they didn't even fix the fake problem. It's crazy. It's so strange. Oh. Evelyn just sent me a request to collaborate. That was my bad. That's all good. Hello. Sorry. That's fine. How are you? Everything good? You have a good stream? Are you streaming right? Are you ending your stream? You have a good stream? Oh, the super armor. That's not full cinematic though. We're talking about incest. Don't worry about it.
Full screen runs in for the throw, and Koji Coco answering with a wake.
It's been a very normal tournament stream so far, where we just don't talk about the Grand Blue on screen almost at all after the first 15 minutes.
Yo, maybe I die. Who knows? Instead, I'm gonna win the game instead.
Exactly. Unafraid of the throw bait, knowing that it's not legal, and maybe thinking, okay, you're gonna deep dash, you're gonna walk back a little bit and maybe look for this, like, delay frame trap, but instead just keep it simple. Now up 2-1.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Screen. PSG taking a second to compose himself.
Why looking at him like that? Why looking at him like that?
He's smiling to himself. Like, he might have something cooking going on.
What's wrong with
What's
my
he?
player one side?
This fucking guy.
Look at this guy.
I love the facial expressions, man. It's so expressive.
This guy thinks he's about to 3-1 me, but heading on into it, it's game.
It's fucking Belial play. You love watching BSG play, so expressive. Yeah, yeah. Real showman. This fucking guy. This motherfucker right here.
The crisp white hoodie that is totally
ate the burrito, right?
Yeah. The wet burrito.
I can't believe it. That is a man who moves with bravery.
Okay.
When I saw that tweet, it was insane. You guys gotta go check it out. But checking it out in game before the tackle.
Nice, yeah. Button into DP to break the armor there.
Right back.
Really good shit.
Yeah, the 6-6 age taking his turn.
I think it gets around the U follow-up, right? I think we've seen it do that a couple of times too, right? Nice spot dodge. Holy, dude, Koji. They're both locked in, but Koji's getting the better of these exchanges at least. It was really funny watching the set live in Khalil's stream. Yeah? Oh.
The tricky reset into the JU situation.
That is -8, isn't it? Surprised he didn't actually get the punish there.
Hold your ground, but got caught by the tail end of that tackle.
Okay.
Going for these guaranteed plus frames, trying to force his way out with some chip damage. The ultimate goes.
Wowie zowie. You're not dead, right? No, not quite. All the Koji hate a man could want. That's tough.
That heavy fireball is going to be enough to seal out this round for Koji Coco. Now on set point.
Is it like hating him because he plays Belial, or is it like does Khalil have beef with Koji? I hope not.
Trying to
They both seem like nice fellas. I mean, I don't know either of them personally. I miss Season 1 Belial. Yeah, me too. Me too. I miss when he had the Asmodeus guard crush. Not real beef? That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Thought Koji was always talking about quitting this game, but somehow he never did. That's like 7 people, right? That's like, I mean, that's a very common fighting game thing in general. Patch comes out, like, nerfs your character, this game's ass, never playing it again, and then they see like you're on ladder the next day. Out. Coco is the perfect Rising player. IMO made it a lab. I wish BSG could be less salty. At the end of the day, I feel like if you're not rude to the person in, like, if you're gonna fist bump right there and you're not gonna be too crazy about it, it's whatever. right? I think you're allowed to be mad. I think where I might start going like, all right, man, like, you know, pack it up, like, calm down a little bit. Is if you're, like, actively disrespecting your opponent. I mean, basically on some punk shit, basically, right? Like, if you're, like, actively disrespecting your opponent while they're in your face and, like, shit, like, and, like, talking shit about them, like, you know, like, that's more where I'm like, all right, this is, like... But if you're, like, mad because you lost, right? I think that's very... I'm not going to tell... I'm like, oh, well, why are you feeling anything? Yeah, exactly. I think it's totally fine to be like, man, fuck this shit. Of course, I have to run into fucking Lawayne or whatever, right? As long as you're not disrespecting the opponent in front of you, I feel like you could... Everything's fair game.
Actually, like at locals, there is another useless player.
Unless it's against Leffen, always disrespect him. Yeah.
Which is insane. The first time I much of her.
I like the combo breaker hoodie. Actually, it's clean as hell. Like the black on white.
Hit behind the back,
it's actually very clean.
Over the projectile, but not quite a
Vermilion and Insurgent.
Getting a feel for the pacing of the projectiles, right?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh my god, the double jump still able to hit behind the back with the jump heavy.
Double jump into the Ike there.
Vermilion already catching Insurgent early teching, which
Sai no Gallia.
Usually one to be more of a fuzzy match.
Yeah.
Kind of
Who was it? Wait, hold on. Who was in this top 8? Do I still have this? Yeah, I still have the link that I sent, copy pasted. Yeah, Gran, EX Gran, Fairy, Wilness, Lancelot. Oh, I guess I just spoiled for myself who wins this. I guess it's Insurgent, my bad. 2B, Eustace, Vasaraga, and Belial. Okay, sure. That's still 8 different characters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. One of my biggest gripes about Grand Blue Season 2 is that it just feels like Season 1 powered down. Interesting. Do you mean in the sense that you didn't want them to power it down, or you wanted them to, like, add more mechanics? Because I think one of the main things you had to do to Season 1 Grand Blue was power it down. We were very much... I wanted them to add more mechanics. Fair enough, yeah. They're doing that on the next patch. Did you hear about that? They're going to change system mechanics and add a new one, apparently. So, you know, took a while, I guess, but here we are. We don't know what it's going to be, but I imagine it'll be relatively... the game's going to feel pretty different with a whole new... If the system mechanics are anything like 6XL, you know, BC, Raging Strike, I imagine the game is going to feel pretty different before and after. Get ready for Grand Blue Wild Assault. That is a really funny joke that you should say more often. But have you considered that Wild Assault is already in this game, right? But it's actually called 6XL. Season 2 never felt like a new season, but 3 probably will right away. Yeah, it feels like Grand Blue Season 2 is like the Versuja patch. You know what? It's weird. Like that's kind of like it was like the Versuja patch and the the Versuja patch was the first patch of Season 2, and the Sandalphon patch was the second patch of Season 2. Like the two of those together, the game is very different. Pre-Versuja patch and post-Sandy patch, right? That's a different season of a fucking video game, right? But like, yeah, the fact that Season 1 ended with the biggest patch the game has ever seen, right? 6XL is hella not Wild Assault games in a combo extender. Yeah, it's just it's a running joke of how tired this fucking Wild Assault joke is for the Grand Blue system mechanic. But, get hype, counter hit BC will be removed. I know Psy Games, they spoke to me in a dream. I mean, that's like the bare minimum at this point, right? Like, if you're going to advertise changes to system mechanics in a patch and you don't remove counter hit BC, like, something has gone very wrong. Like, I would hope that that's not, like, a stretch goal. You know what I mean? That should be, like... If they're gonna make one change to any system mechanic in the video game, that's the one you make. That should be top of the list. Everything else is lower priority than that. Right? So, like, I would hope that I would hope so. I would hope so. You see someone's Strive game updated wrong so that they still had Wild Assault while also having Jam. That is really fun. Seeing how people are with powered down Strive 2.0 is an important indicator, I think. Yeah, but it's not the same thing, right? You can't just compare games one-to-one. Strive was a game that got a lot of changes, right? It's got a lot of new mechanics. It got a lot of, like, sweeping changes. And then it got to a point where everyone said, all right, man, we just need this game to be a little bit less crazy. I can definitely understand the idea, I can definitely understand the idea of saying, you know, like, yeah, the nerfs are good, but I do want, like, new mechanics. I get that. It's not necessarily my, like, point of view, but I don't think it's a crazy thing to say at all in a game that hasn't gotten, like, a lot of huge shakeups outside of just nerfs to system mechanics by and large, right?
A whiff on the red grenade here. Vermilion able to mash his way out of the corner, whiff canceling those.
Also completely removed from the game with her release. Well, I think the question is, how does that wrong update work in that case then? Is what Hippo's asking. If the game updated wrong, did every character have Wild Assault but Jam didn't? Probably, right? Because there's no animation for Jam Wild Assaulting. Or could you Wild Assault with Jam and, like, crash the game? Jam had red Wild Assault? What the fuck? Is that what the game defaults to? Interesting. I wonder if that is that like an indicator that in, like, the code base, it, like, everyone has red Wild Assault and they, like, you know, it's how everyone starts with a pussy and then they grow the dick out of their clitoris.
And go for a combo here to kill and take another round on the board.
That.
Yeah, Vermilion not too happy about that miss.
I wonder if that's how it goes. Okay, bro, it's true. Everyone's a girl in the womb. Well, at least everyone has female sex organs in the womb. For a little bit there. Most Wild Assault's just the last move in counter blitz, true. Feature break may be excused to the bathroom. Yeah, sure, just don't fall in. And don't start pulling your pud. I think at the core is that dying at 2 interactions is unfun and it's nice you get more chances to play the game. Yeah, I think it's a totally valid thing to, like, you know, hear new Grand Blue system mechanic, for example, and go, yes, this is exactly what I want, right? I think that's, yeah, makes sense. I gotta turn this TV off. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Mustard, even. Listen, man, cyberbullying isn't real. Just fucking close the laptops. That caught the 5L, huh? I managed with Grand Blue's like 99% of patches didn't do shit outside of maybe make one character less shit. It's a huge overstatement, right? But I get your points. The game has been outside, like, ever since Season 2 started, right? The Sandalphon patch is pretty huge, and then every other patch is minor adjustments, right? Which I think is actually fine, right? I think the game, if anything, my problem is the minor adjustments tended to go in directions that I didn't really love, right? I feel like most of the minor adjustments have been adjustments in the wrong direction. I don't actually mind that it's minor though, right? But it definitely does reach a point where, like, eventually it's like, you know, we could get something new just for news sake, right? Which is why I love the idea of the new system mechanic. Chat can't call me bully lagging if I close my computer. That's true. Yeah, but Wild Assault is removed from Guilty Gear Strive, so they will add it to Grand Blue. Wait, that's so true and a very funny joke that you should repeat again. But, have you considered the idea that Wild Assault is actually already in Grand Blue and it's called 66L? Thoughts? I know, I bet that's way funnier than the thing that you said and very surprising to a guy like you. Because you simply don't have the create. What the fuck? What the fuck? Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing? You seeing this shit? What was the read here? I don't think I understand what. Maybe Vermilion's playing 4D chess, but, like, what is the backdash? Was it a miss input? Did he try to, like, hold back and hit back? Maybe. What does this beat from this distance? That's fine. I'm just confused. Nothing? Yeah. Bad backdash? Yeah, Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I doubt Vermilion wanted to backdash there, but probably...
Riddle me this, Batman. Yeah, if Wild Assault was removed from Strive to be added to Grand Blue, then what is 66H? That's true, man. That's fucking true. I gotta forget 66 Assault. Have you considered, if 66L is so good, why don't they add 67L? That's what's happening in the update, actually. The new system mechanic. They're gonna have to kill you now because you leaked it, but the new system mechanic is 67L. Have you considered that 66 Assault is actually just the 66 counts of assault that Belial and Soares have against them combined? Thoughts?
There we go, the EX hammer.
66U incoming. It's not even funny for a British accent to say it, though. It needs to be 66H.
Insurgent back in the corner.
Listen, I fuck with Soares. Putting Soares in the same breath as Belial there is it's not very fair. It's not very fair.
Is he gonna be able to kill? Has 25 meter.
And keeps it simple and clean with the raging.
Simple and clean.
One game apiece, one round apiece.
Belial definitely has more than 66 assaults.
Most evenly matched set that we've seen so far out of this tournament.
What type of mechanic would you like? Offensive, neutral, defensive? Definitely not defensive. The last thing we need. If I had to rank those, I would say defensive. No, nope. The game has like 8 defensive system mechanics already. Please no.
Both players playing kind of with this sort of clairvoyance.
Offensive or like neutral or like some other fucking left field thing, I think would also be more. All of those seem fine. Combo mechanic as well as one thing, right? I actually would be interested in a combo mechanic. Yeah, I think one thing that you can like one very valid criticism that you can levy against Granblue is that there's a lot of sameness in combos, right? A system mechanic that would. This is a hard thing to design. I don't know what it would be off the top of my head, so I just have to say it verbally and hope that it exists. But like some system mechanic that would interact differently with different characters' kits to make it so that there were lots of different ways you could, like some characters could use it in some way, some characters use it in another way, and it just added more combo variety into the game. That would actually, like, a combo system mechanic that did something like that. Because, like, Raging Strike is a combo system mechanic, but everyone kind of uses it the same, right? If anything, it homogenizes. Right? I still like the idea of just block saving you from chip death. That's not a new mechanic. That's an adjustment to a mechanic, right? That could happen, but that'll be an adjustment to a mechanic. It would not be a new system mechanic. Removing combo limit for a different combo stopping system? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, like, I think a combo system mechanic is actually would actually be my favorite, right? Wild Assault? Fuck. But Wild Assault is also a neutral and sometimes, sometimes, I guess. But mostly, it's also a neutral tool, right? That'd be Roman cancel? Yeah, closer to Roman cancel, right? No, obviously it won't be Roman cancel, but yeah, like, something like that, like, a combo system mechanic, I think, will be my first choice. But I think it will be hard. I can't think of a good one, right? But that will be my favorite thing. Because I think that's where the game really needs the most variety, is combos could feel pretty samey in this game. I use it as like in the guides that I made, right? I mentioned like, oh yeah, if you learn like a BMB, like just a very basic like auto combo into launching EX, into like launching / wall bouncing EX move into auto combo, you can do that on like the whole cast. That's a nice thing. It makes the game easier to learn. But I wish there was like some higher end complexity. There is, by the way. Like obviously, like, you know, high end Eustace combos look very different than like high end Nier combos or high end even like Jita combos or something, right? But I wish there was a little bit more complexity and variation in combos between characters outside of like once you got into those more intermediate and high levels. So
might have tried to spot dodge against the bombs. Yeah.
Raging Strike out of a special will be sick to me, not gonna lie. People do Kara RS to get that kind of shit sometimes. But they're adding Snapback? Oh boy. The reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity.
Exactly. Especially when you're so far ahead on the life lead, it's like I don't have to take a huge risk, which...
Yeah, I think my first choice would be a combo system mechanic. Right, and then...
Takes the opportunity to set the crown of thorns.
I don't know what a neutral system mechanic would look like something that only affected neutral, but it'll be interesting. I feel like neutral is going to be offense or defense, really, right? At the end of the day. But yeah. Getting MK cameos? People were saying, like, Lyria summons, like they're adding to fucking Ragnarok, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Be interesting.
Is able to get out of the bomb's range, but now he's stuck in the corner. Out,
that could have, I mean, if it is just basically, if they're gonna add a fucking assist to damn near to the game, that does a lot. That makes it a very different game. Could be defensive, offensive, combo, neutral, everything. Give everyone UI Goku walk to deal with Matera. Yeah, and the little slide where he appears behind you and the trumpets play in your ears, even if though the game doesn't actually do it. Whap. That's gotta be like, there's gotta be 100 versions of that mod, right? A mods to make it so that when you oh, you don't BC that? No.
Is able to get the punish with the green bomb and Insurgent now on set point.
Like that shit where when he does the little slide, it would just make it so the game auto played like the one note of like the doot, like this one like a trumpet for like burp for like a little bit.
Like, all right,
Like the bum, 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 bum. I'm talking about.
But of course, the counter zoning of the
This plays like the first note of the UI Goku theme every time he does that shit. I think that exists for dodging RS already, so it's definitely got to exist for UI Goku in Dragon Ball. Love the Prowler theme meme, yeah.
Trying to look for that counter poke spacing off of the 2M.
I have that. I have the Prowler Goku on my Siegfried SSBA. Does that count?
Fight his way out of the corner, but Vermilion threatening that jump and that command dash. There's just so much to look for.
Whoa! He missed a fucking good for, or it was a reset, or he did it on purpose. I'm not sure, but. Or it replaced the JP theme instead, which sounds like the Prowler theme for that one note.
Proper usage of Raging Strike, Raging Pain.
There we go. Kept it clean in the corner. We had those extensions to, you know, not start combo limit with the tethers as well because of that.
I mean, considering that Goku has kind of been like the angry Goku has been associated with the Prowler theme to the point that I'm pretty sure if I look up Prowler Goku, it's the thing that pops up, right? Like it would work to give that to UI Goku. Yeah, right? Prowler Goku. It would definitely work to give that to UI Goku when he slides behind you, just like the wow.
Not the worst thing in the world. I thought the full mech thunder would catch on the backdash, but it's not enough off of the close combat.
Yeah, delay low into the reset of the chain. Insurgent just VCs out there, doesn't want to be in the situation, and gets a huge amount of mileage out of the red grenade.
Yeah, this is a great pickup off of the stray hit, off the sweep.
Are they gonna make Goku even angrier on the Xenoverse 3 box art? Is he angrier? Oh yeah, right, because Xenoverse 1, he's kind of just got his hand out, right? Xenoverse 2 is where he's got the Prowler, and then yeah, so I guess he does look more pissed. Also, God, get me out, man. What do I do? When did he knock her eye patch off of her? Oh, it just falls. I did not notice this little detail. The 2B, her blindfold falls off when she gets to SS. This has been the case forever, huh? 2B has always lost her eye patch when she got to SSBA. Oh shit, that's me. That is you, man. Yes, like Seahawks mask. It makes sense. I just somehow have never noticed. It's been a year and a half. Has Bully Laggin turned off his computer yet? Has he? I know it came off his no trigger. I've definitely seen her without it. I just didn't realize it was a consistent thing. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, after that first game, it seemed like.
Are there any other costume? Yo, Adam, hop off my meat, bro. I love how you don't even need to know who. You just know. You just know, man.
So I just have to make Vermilion take some of these more, you know, extravagant risks to open me up, and then I
Bully Laggin.
Vermilion out at a respectable.
Are there any other costume changes like that? Like Seahawks breaks his mask.
Standing strong on the stage.
I guess 2B loses her blindfold. That's it, right? There's no one else who has some shit like that. Galleon's clothes fall off is what I would say. I wish.
All there to support him, and that's what you love to see, right? Like you love. It's fun to play fighting games, but it's more fun to play them with your friends.
Exactly.
And
Galleon's clothes explode.
Softens the blow of a loss, and also amplifies the.
What the hell? Dustloop's dying?
Exactly.
Okay, I gotta get out of here.
You know, oh,
they heard me talking about gooning to Galleon, and they took down my IP address.
Or for
Suarez gets naked? That's not really bad. I mean, I guess he can, yeah, but he does that himself. That's not battle damage. He flexes his clothes off.
And you know, maybe feeling a lot better about it going into this anti-zoner match.
Don't give me false hope.
Against the Eustace. So looks like the buttons are all good. It looks like the Siegfried is our pick.
No,
Siegfried.
Very powerful anti-zoning.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. You committed to, you know, trying
I guess Vasaraga doesn't really love fighting Eustace. That makes sense to a guy like me.
Not having that tool be quite as reliable is going to be a little bit scary here for BSG as he tries to make his way in game 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Siegfried does
that actually, it almost saved him.
Does have 2 hits of durability, but will lose out in situations where you use skills like Insurgent is using here. Playing around the different fireballs very well.
I feel like Siegfried's a light fireball to me. Like, I know it's a buff, right? And obvious, I'm not going to claim at all that it's not a bit. It's a big buff, too. But, like, if he's, like... Because of projectile lockouts, the fact that his light fireball goes through your fireball and then stays on screen, but doesn't go very far, right? So unless you're really close to your fireball when it hits you, it's not going to hit the guy who shot the fireball, right? The fact that it stays on screen for longer, it feels like it's almost sometimes like a bit of a nerf in Fireball Wars. because it still loses to all the same shit it would have lost to. Like, it still loses to EXs and U skills and stuff. Like, if you're just like spamming, if you're going light fireball for light fireball with Siegfried, you can just, I think eventually you just outpace him, right? He can only fire his fireball because once it's gone, and he takes yours off the screen. So you can just like refire immediately. Maybe I'm wrong, but it almost feels a little weird for Fireball Wars sometimes. So maybe I'm misunderstanding how the timing actually ends up working. I'm just kind of thinking of it theoretically. I've not really thought too much about what it would actually look like. Are you dead? You are, right? Close H. That. Yeah, he's dead. So it's more damage to go for the Verdrengen now, huh? Used to be before they buffed the Slam to make it a better combo tool. I'm pretty sure here you would go EX Fireball into Close H, into Super. It's interesting that the Slam apparently does so much damage that it's worth giving up, like so much more damage than Fireball, that it's worth giving up the damage difference between a Close H and a Close L. I guess so. He was dead anyway, I think.
Take first blood.
Exactly. Incredible situational awareness from both of them, right? It says, all right, I respect that you're aware, and not only that, ready to react with your layer.
Clueless
so I'm gonna go one
to aware.
SG takes round one.
I did not get the best of Eep today, and it's starting to catch up with my feeling. I'm really feeling it.
BSG going for the DP, Insurgent going for the spot dodge.
Layer 2 versus layer 3, but still these straight hits.
They got me yawning at 8:30 p.m. I bought this little walking treadmill. It's been very nice. So, because sometimes I'm a big. Let me preface this by saying that I'm a big enjoyer of naps. I got nothing against naps. In fact, I would say I have something for naps. What the? That's a cool combo. I have something for naps. I'm a big enjoyer. I nap often. I nap for fun. I nap out of not even desire to sleep. I just sometimes nap because napping feels good. It feels nice to just wrap yourself up in your nice warm blanket and not do anything. Right? It's a great time. However, I have noticed sometimes recently that, like, sometimes I get the urge to nap, and it's like I'm not actually sleepy, I'm not actually tired, I'm just kind of like, I can't think of anything to do right now, so I'm just gonna lose consciousness, and it feels like a little bit wasteful, right? It feels a little bit like I'm just trying to pass time, I'm just trying to skip to whatever the next major thing that happens in my life is. So I bought this little treadmill that I can put under my desk. Anti-John Bernthal, that's such a crazy thing, man. You talk about, he said I can't trust people who take naps. What's wrong with him, man? I don't know what. Oh, wow. Rare footage of Eustace's projectile and one actually running out because the fireball's so goddamn slow, right? Nap of boredom? Yeah. I don't know what kind of toxic masculine conditioning they put in his ass, but what do you mean you can't trust someone who takes naps? You could have been gooning? Usually it's right after I've come, too, you know? I got a refractory period, man. I can't do it like that. I got a dick and balls. It don't work that way. But anyway, so I bought this little walking treadmill. It's this tiny little guy. It's like 40 pounds, right? Like compared to like a big ass like treadmill, like the ones that you have to like, it's like a team effort to move them. This is just like a little guy. I can move him around. I can pick him up. I can put him under my desk when I want to use him. And I just, I just slide him under my desk and then I walk and then I just like watch something on my monitors or I play some fucking Earth Defense Force 6 or whatever the hell, right? And while I'm walking. And what I found is if I just go for a little walk like that, suddenly I'm usually not very sleepy. I usually don't want to nap anymore. I guess like a little bit of that stimulation, a little bit of that movement, and I'm like, I feel like I could do like a Slay the Spire run. Maybe I could even jerk off again. I could go for like something to eat, Maybe I could go talk to a friend. Like it refills the energy bar a little bit, despite the fact just some very light movement, some very light exercise, and suddenly it's just different. I get sleepy after work when they force me to wake up at fucking 4:30 a.m. That's valid. I went to bed at like 6:30 a.m. yesterday, and I woke up at like noon. So certainly didn't get enough sleep. The reason I'm bringing this up is because today I feel like it's actually the one time where it's kind of the opposite. Like I feel like I got the urge to nap like an hour and a half before I started stream today, and I was like, I'm just gonna go take a walk, and it was nice. Don't get me wrong. I walked. It was enjoyable. It's nice, just not be completely sedentary. I do a very sedentary lifestyle, right? I'm fucking sitting down all day for work, and then I'm sitting down all day for stream, and then most of my entertainment involves sitting down and watching something, sitting down and talking to a friend, sitting down and playing a video game, right? It's like almost everything I do. Like I work remotely. I don't even like go out to commute or something, right? So I live a very sedentary lifestyle. So it's definitely nice to get to go for a walk every now and then. But I actually do think that this time I needed the nap. I think this time I actually was tired and my body needed the nap, and I didn't give it, and now I'm starting to feel a little eepy. Maybe it'll get me to go to sleep at a reasonable time though. Sounds wonderful to do if it wasn't thundering out. Yeah, I don't walk outside usually, though sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll like walk to the Tim's at the nearest intersection and get like a coffee or something. Well, French vanilla, I don't really. I'll fuck with coffee too much. Like a French vanilla, or like they got those new caramel churro iced caps. Whatever the ice cap machine isn't broken, those things are actually very tasty but incredibly sweet. Oh, nice, you're going to hell. So I'll go take a walk outside, but this is like a treadmill. It's a treadmill that I can just put under my desk. I go for a walk indoors, basically, right? My dad took the time to come into my room and tell me he's concerned about how sedentary I am. Wasn't prepared for that conversation. I mean, listen, honestly, shout out your dad. It's the kind of thing that sneaks up on you, right? I think, you know, it's not good. Even like the lightest bit of activity every now and then, it's just good to remind your body that it has like motor neurons. You know?
Slowing it down is the name of the game, but when BSG is knocking on the door.
Like, I don't know anything about your father, but like possibly W father. It's like an important conversation to have, I think. You can be sitting 99% of the time you're awake. That's okay. If you, but you know, just like try and get up and walk around for at least like 15, 20 minutes a day. And then like the other like 12 hours that you're awake, sit down, lay down, right? Do whatever you want.
Okay, slow kill.
It's like a little bit of exercise, I think, is so much better than none. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, you know, a moderate amount of exercise is probably better. But, like, the gap between never doing any, like, literally sitting all day versus, like, walking for fucking 15 minutes even at, like, a very relaxed pace, right? Like a 15-minute, like, you know, 2-mile-per-hour walk or something is just real different. He's a cool dad who's really bad at having a talk without any prep. Fair. Son, I've noticed you're a fat fucking chud. Your mother and I have been talking about it, and I didn't raise a fucking chud. I'm gonna need you to start getting some bitches on your dick, son. I got active. It's actually an energy boost. Can't fall asleep without it. Both of those sentences are kind of opposites, but also true. They ain't happening, Pops. Son. Oh, wait. Oh! Son, you better not be playing Matera. Talk to me when Galleon's real. Oh, that's eloquent but very accurate portrayal of our conversation. Yeah. Your mother and I are concerned about how much of a fat fucking chud you're becoming. You know, heart disease runs in the family. They're truths for me. I don't feel tired without walking out. No, I'm saying they're both true, but it's funny to be like, it's an energy boost, and it's also the only way to fall asleep. You went to both sides of the spectrum, but they are both true. No joke, eating better has improved my mental clarity a lot, especially when I queue up for ranked. Yeah. If you were like eating a bunch of sugar and now you're eating like, you know, protein and complex carbohydrates and fats and shit, you're probably gonna be a lot more. You gotta have a lot more energy to begin with too. Sometimes I have discovered recently, and it's a very dangerous discovery, and honestly, I might do it today as well. Fuck! You know, I've been trying to lose weight for a little bit, and I felt like I had really started to control my diet a little bit and my snacking, and I just wasn't. The number wasn't going down, you know? And I was, for a second, I was like, I know it's like a history of thyroid problems in my family. Like, do I have like hypothyroidism? Turns out no, thankfully. And also, it just takes a while, right? Like a few weeks later, I'm losing weight now, which is great. But I might stop losing weight because I've made a very dangerous discovery. And that discovery is that I can Uber Eats an entire Uncle Tetsu's Japanese cheesecake to my house for $18. It's a whole cheesecake. Like, it's not a slice. If you don't know about Uncle Tetsu's, it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice fluffy Japanese cheesecake. It's very tasty. It's not like a New York cheesecake, I guess, so it is probably less caloric. It's a little bit less dense. It's a lot more airy and fluffy, right? But like, delivery is dangerous. Yeah, and this isn't like a snack. It's like a whole, like the box. The box is about this big, right? Like, the box fits, like, it fits in, like, both of my palms. You know what I mean? Like, it will be about, like, if I spread my fingers, it's about that big. And I just eat it. But it's still small enough and airy enough that I can eat the whole thing in one sitting, and it doesn't feel bloating or anything at all, right? It tastes so good. Uninstall Uber Eats now, uninstall. That's definitely will be the best thing. The whole cake fits in your mouth. One Piece reference. It's definitely not the best thing for my waistline. But it does make me happy. So I think what I have to do is I just have to learn a little bit of moderation with it. At the very least, I try to keep my real fuckery to the weekend. I think it's nice, you know? I try to, I'm also very much a little treat enjoyer. I love me a little treat. But what I've tried to do is I tried to restrict it to like, you know, 2 out of 3 weekend days or something. The difference between no exercise and slight exercise is like 0 to 300 wit. Still not optimal, but big reward. Yeah. What do you value more? I guess. Yeah, I mean, I think you can get both. I think you can be. I think you can have a really unhealthy treat every now and again and still not be fine, right? Or sorry, still be fine. I think it's a false dichotomy. I can eat a whole cheesecake sometimes and lose weight still. You know what I mean?
It's regal. I see a little bit of sandal font in the belt colors here, but of course I see all Koji
moderation. Some treats helps refresh the motivation. Yeah, like you're trying when you're creating dietary habits, and like probably what I should do is I should find some way. One thing I've noticed is very common is that very rarely, almost never, maybe never, have I ever gotten a treat, some amount of food or like dessert or junk food or something, and when I was done eating it, wished, man, I wish I'd gotten more. It's very common that I find myself feeling like, I like this food, it's tasty, but man, there's a lot of it here. Like, I could have done with less. That's very common. Now, I'll still eat the whole thing and be happy about it, but what I found is, like, if I just get 50% smaller of a portion of something, that's like a treat, often I'll leave it being like, I liked my treat. Yay, treat, right? Like, I don't go, it's like I didn't even have a treat. Right? Like, so then you just get, that's like the actual optimization, right? Because then it's like, I still get the happiness of treat, and I get like way less of like the harm of treat. It's perfect. Treat? No treats. Treats? No treats. Treats? No treats. Aww. But yeah, I think it really is a portion control thing more than like even a dietary choice control thing. I think is really one of the most important things. That's all I was hearing too. No treats.
I gotta do that 5 more times.
Just a little bit more.
Calorie management, yeah, and like, you know, again, I think one thing people often like when I'm like trying to lose weight, I'm trying to like create dietary habits that I can continue for my entire life. You know, like I don't want to like if I'm like, you know, if I'm like the whole cake is only 1,100 calories. You can totally plan around it. Yeah, like it's a lot. Don't get me wrong, but that's like that's like a really big meal. You know what I mean? Now, maybe you shouldn't be meal replacing with it consistently because it's not exactly very nutritious. But like it's definitely the kind of thing you can just eat every now and then and be fine, right? It's not like an actual whole birthday cake or something like that. It's a relatively small, relatively airy Japanese cheesecake, right? But yeah, you want to like create dietary habits that last the rest of your life, right? You don't want to like you know, if I'm like 100, I'm like 200 pounds right now. I'm like 204 pounds, 200. Well, actually, maybe a little bit more. I'm like 95 kilos or something. That's like 211 pounds, something like that. I'm a big boy, especially because the fact that I'm 5'9", like I'm a big boy. I definitely could stand to lose some weight, right? Like I think around, unironically, I do like, yeah, even when I've been a lot skinnier, I've just weighed more than I would expect. I don't know if I unironically I'm fucking big boned or if there's something else that like, I'm just like maybe I have like a wider build for my height or something. Whatever it is. There have been a lot of times where I have weighed more than I would expect to just looking at myself. Point being, I think like 80 kilograms is a pretty good play. I'm 5'9", and I think 80 kilograms at 5'9" might actually be overweight technically, but I think it'd probably be fine for me. I think that's like, that'd be a very good weight for me to be at for the rest of my life, you know? 80 kilograms is like, what is that? That's like 2.2? What's a fifth of 80? 60, it's 176 pounds? That's like a totally fine weight to be at. For a guy who's 5'9", and has at least, you know, some amount of muscle on him. I like to believe anyway. I like to believe anyway. So with that in mind, I don't want to just like do some fuck shit. Oh, he didn't even charge it though. I don't want to like do some fuck shit, speed run my way down to 80 kilograms, and then get like I'm so tortured at that point that I immediately gain it all back, right? I want to slowly and steadily make my way towards there in a way that like when I get there, I just keep living the way I currently am. It's not like a temporary thing. I'm trying to permanently fix my dietary habits, not to go on a diet. So if you're gonna do that for the rest of your fucking life, you gotta leave room for treats. You just gotta figure out how to manage, how to moderate between treat and discipline, right? Predictions for the Grand Blue Rising update. They're gonna bring back retold mechanics from vanilla, maybe the second playstyle, and downplay smart and ultimate. I kinda wish they don't, just because something that's actually new would be a lot more interesting, I think. Right? I never played vanilla, so it's not like I have like a really strong opinion on the system mechanic. Or so, but like, something that's actually new, I feel like would be a lot more interesting, personally. Right? Me and you are opposites. I'm 5'9", but very skinny because of an operation I had, and now my metabolism apparently tells me I don't put on weight. Interesting. I have a pretty slow metabolism, I think. I can get away, like, I feel like it takes a long time for me to actually be hungry between meals. Now, I can still eat, but, and I do, but like, it's very rare that I feel like I actually, like, I can eat, pretty small portion sizes of things and feel like genuinely happy and satisfied and full. And then it lasts me for quite a while too. Before I go, oh, I'm hungry again. I'm often eating for purely enjoyment because eating is fun. I think there's actually nothing wrong with that, but again, you just have to know how to. You have to know how to balance between, like, you have to make sure that it doesn't go too far.
It's always so scary when he runs at you and gets a nice shimmy.
Make side steps irrelevant again. You talking about Tekken? I assume so, right?
Still fights back. Yeah, good awareness from BSG right there to go for the immediate match.
I don't know if you know this, but there's no sidestepping in 2D fights. This got to be fit enough to deadlift Galleon in Dragon form? Oh. More unrealistic male body standards, man. The woke left strikes again.
Working out perfectly for Koji Koko to tie up the life lead, but no meter to extend your turn just yet. You got to spend the EX.
How much does Galleon weigh in Dragon form? How much does, like, the continent of Africa weigh?
Pressure just so scary.
Okay, now I'm actually kind of curious. Hold. It's like the break between games. How much does Africa weigh? Fucking AI. I don't fit. Constitutes roughly 20% of Earth's land mass. There's no official scientific measurement. How much does, like, Africa weigh?
Wait a minute.
Where are we going?
You know what I mean?
Hold on now.
The Siegfried?
Hold up.
It's a maybe.
Density of stone. It varies, obviously. 3 grams per centimeter cubed? How many centimeters cubed is Galleon, do you think?
Locked into it for the rest of this set.
Exactly. Until he's able to reset.
I love how Japanese has a word for eating out of boredom, translating to lonely mouth. If someone said they had a lonely mouth, I would think they were putting things in it that weren't food, personally. But, like, that works too.
Here, has plenty of experience fighting this character. I'm sure he probably has plenty of experience fighting BSG on this character.
Exactly, yeah. Seen this time and time before. Round start with
maybe how much does Mount Everest weigh?
But again, Koji Koko's so content.
Pretty sure she's bigger, right?
Yeah, getting a lot of mileage, backdashing out of throws, whether it be for shimmy or escaping a throw of himself.
I'm pretty sure Galleon is significantly larger than Mount Everest.
Already, it's kind of looking better.
Yeah, exactly.
You come the surface from Africa to the core? Yeah, it's hard. I guess it's a stupid question just because, like, it's not specific enough to be answerable, right?
Going for a backdash of his own, getting out of that throw range.
And Galleon is definitely not that thick, right? She's not, like, into the mantle thick. Well, actually, I mean, she should be a couple of kilometers deep, you know what I mean? Probably several kilometers, she's this tall, this wide. The thickness of her dragon form. Galleon, yes, thick, yes, get the joke out. Like, the thickness of the dragon form probably is actually like a few dozen kilometers. Probably? So maybe it is actually relatively comparable to, like, how thick is, like, the crust? How thick is the Earth's crust, like the outermost layer?
Frame trap with the M-Rekka.
Hold. This is now interesting to me. How thick is the Earth's crust? 15 to 20 kilometers? You know, if we count Africa up to the crust, it might actually be pretty. It might actually be pretty close. She's definitely a few kilometers thick, but I'm the one that's a kilometer deep. That's fair. Okay, I'm gonna order a cheesecake. You guys mind if I order that cheesecake right now? Actually, I got it on the brain.
Some sort of approach, the empty jump throw,
Hold.
do it one more time, and it's lethal. A little bit too
Now you got me thinking about Uncle Tetsu. I want Uncle Tetsu in my mouth so bad, man. Brick, you can't? What's wrong, man? We're just talking about it. Sometimes the treat's fine. It's a week. It's a weekend. I tend to limit my treats to the weekend. If I write my address here, will you send me one? I would not recommend that, regardless of whether or not you think I'll send you a cheesecake. I can include my social insurance number too. Okay, well that's fine then.
Counter out, 1 diamond down. It's EXDP to bring us back to mid-screen. Koji Coco knocking on the doors of the 5.
That's actually fine.
Out the ultimate DP. It's 50-meter down the drain, 50% as well, putting you basically in throw range if we're able to build up the super. There we go.
The DP buying just enough meter to go into the super. ESG should be alive with just
it's like multiple different stores.
He has one more mix up the hold.
Is she solid, or is there a lot of air in there? I would assume she's like solid rock the whole way through, right? Like obviously like there's gonna be little cracks and like just natural things like that happen in the rock, but I would imagine she is by and large solid rock the whole way through. Or at least that's damn, sorry. They just hit the parasite theme, like the chorus of the parasite theme immediately. The Brick beat Koji Coco. I don't know if anyone ever will ever again. It is kind of 3-0, huh? I know we're talking about cheesecakes and treats and like I don't fucking know Dragon Ball and homophobia or something, but Parasite goated, it's true. It's the song that sounds like it's in whatever language you don't speak. If you're Japanese, you think the song sounds like it's in English, and if you're English, you think the song sounds like it's in Japanese. Rock or mud? I think it's rock. That's such a good question. The dragon form looks like it's made out of stone. It doesn't look like it's made out of mud, right? It's not runny. At the very least, it's mud that is compacted so deep that it is basically brick. You know what I mean? Squirt, mud, sorry. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, seems right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that seems right. Oh, the cheesecake place is closed, actually. Oh, wait, no, it's not. What the fuck? One of the cheesecake places was closed. Wait, this one's way closer to me and open? Oh, but it doesn't actually do the cheesecake. What the hell? What the fuck? Maybe it's wet clay. Hi, Brick. Been a sec. Hello, Peanut. I've been here too long. Me too, man. You joined just in time for me to end the stream, Peanut. Hello. How dense is the dragon form? Stone doesn't seem too descriptive. Yeah. I don't know, man. 3 grams per centimeter cubed? I don't know if I brought this up before, but also past a certain point, being overweight is a social construct created by European colonizers when they began the slave trade. As they learned many African cultures, weight was a sign of status, and the colonizers didn't like that. They had a similar culture. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Obviously, being like very obese has provable like health downsides for sure, right? But yeah, like there's a lot of anti-blackness rooted in that as well, right? I think it would sound stupid to people who are like don't think that racism is real in 2026 because they'd be like, well, you just don't be fat, dumbass. But like it is true, it's true, right? Probably not that big of a deal to be like a little overweight in the grand. Like it's not going to really affect your life very much at all if you're like 15 pounds overweight or something like that. If you're like 500 pounds, yeah, it's probably not great, but like, duh. Like I don't think anyone is arguing that that's healthy, really, right? I think a lot of people got like even simply like people were like, oh yeah, they did, yeah, the fucking woke left, they totally did. But no, what it was is that like, you know, the idea was that, you know, nobody deserves to be shamed for their body, right? Like even if someone is morbidly obese, it doesn't mean you get to just like be an asshole to them and make fun of them about it, right? That's just not like a good thing to do. Unfortunate. It's okay, Peanut. I'll be live tomorrow. If you want to come hang out, I'll be live tomorrow at the same time. All right. Wow, yeah, actually, I can't get a cheesecake. How interesting. Oh, well. Maybe I'll order something else. Maybe I'll order a different treat. But yeah, fellas. That was fun. Slashback. We will be back tomorrow for more Ban Blue. Back tomorrow for more Ban Blue. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Treat! I'm going to go figure out treat. No treat. Treat. I might, if I can convince myself to edit it. Might have an Umusume video going up tomorrow as well as a Grand Blue video, which could be fun. And yeah, man, I will see you tomorrow for something. I'm actually sure. We'll see. Maybe we'll end up doing some more display and ranked. Maybe we'll do a different kind of like more of like a one of them content-y Grand Blue streams. We'll see. But have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Maybe it was a sign to not order a treat. Don't ever talk to me or my treat ever again. You fuck. You freaking fricker, man.